Take my breath away, oh, straight away. We've got retardation happening in the comment section. Sophie wants to tell herself I've done something wrong, so she can't acknowledge how incredibly wrong everything she does is. Even though right and wrong doesn't really exist. But Sophie lives in complete duality and chaos and carnage, so to her, I would be talking gobbledygook if I said it any other way. But I'm not going to call her any name. Well, okay, Sophie's fair game. I'm going back in on Sophie. I've decided. But apart from Sophie, I'm not going to call anyone any names. So, Sophie, you are a chaotic, mental, messy version of a human. But I still love you. Even if you just are completely what the title says I'm not going to do. Right, what the has just happened to my screen? Shit. I want that. Yeah, that's what we want. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. But this needs, right, yeah, that's the issue. So I only really need the stickers. I don't need anything else from you, OBS. And then I want StreamYard in the middle so I don't have to crick my neck, which is already cricked to fuke. And then we can get Sophie off the screen because it's disgusting. Okay, where the hell's my coffee, bitches? No. That was aimed at me, not you. All right, so I failed after fucking 20 seconds. Fantastic. A new way is coming. A new way is almost here. A new way where I've put the cat toy in the back, so hopefully you'll get to see the cats playing. That's cool, isn't it? Or not, depending on whether you like cats, I guess, or how repressed you are. So, I want to help people. And if I'm going to help people, I've got to stop calling them names. Except Sophie, because she's beyond help, so she doesn't matter. Right there, and we've got some love straight away. A new one. Justice Pat Riot sends a gift. We don't understand gifts on this channel. We have no idea what gifts are. But there's something along the lines of, I get money in a fun way. 250 joules at Laughing Disco. Can anyone explain? Can anyone give us some insight? I have no idea, but it's very much appreciated. And Justice Pat Riot, it's hard to put anything gendered to it. So they're going to be more feminine ones, but they're just not gendered. But I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to go, oh, yeah, cowboy. Sorry about the gayism there. That just slipped out. Okay, thank you very much, Justice Pat Riot. If you know, I realize people like to tease me and it's much more fun than telling me, but I would appreciate it if you told me what the hell you've just done. It'd be nice to learn something, wouldn't it? But, you know, if you all just want to cause havoc and chaos and screw with my mind, that's fine too. So the first comment that I saw, the very first comment before the stream had even started was a particular person spazzing out. Apparently the time is wrong. I won't be because it's Sophie. There's no point. There's no point taking anything she says seriously. Like, she has no idea what's going on. The time, I don't think the time was wrong. I'm speaking really fast. It's Sophie. We don't take anything she says with it's not even in the not serious category. It's just in the like, don't even read it category. It's just in the absolute irrelevance category. Just like her and her whole life and her whole life experience. Now, of course, that doesn't have to be the case. But, okay, Justice Pat Riot is a man. So we can definitely... oh, God, I've lost all my stickers, man. I was meant to do it yesterday, but then I just masturbated instead. But yes, Justice is a man. Sophie is a tard. I think that's what I was saying. Tidings, Eric. Yeah, we've got the good version of Sophie in the house, not a version of Sophie at all. That's not fair on Rachel, but just because I used to place them in the same place, that's all. So that's, you know, how it comes up in my head. But obviously, not anymore. Like, I don't relate the two at all anymore. But there's just this memory that I used to. And then Rachel went like this. And Sophie went. Attention. Oh, shit. Look what you've done, Sophie. You've got coffee all over the floor. For God's sake, woman. Come and clean up my coffee, bitch. Know your role and clean. And cook. I wouldn't recommend bringing up any children because you'll pass on your retarded. I've put it in my fucking title. Why am I doing that? You'll pass on your retarded gene, Sophie. Don't have any children, but come and clean my coffee. Ew. Oh my God. I actually thought I was going to do a live stream without calling anyone names. Sophie doesn't count. It's fine. Sophie doesn't count. How can you possibly do a live stream without calling Sophie names? Like, that's the next step. You know, I've got to do this in steps. As I tell you all the time, the healing journey, the self-improvement journey is baby steps. So I can't include Sophie, but maybe one day. Good day, plebs. C plebs is in the house. We love C plebs. I love your responses to people. I agree with them. Like, it's not even about agree. I don't care about that. I just like debate, and I like people who. I would have previously said who think they know stuff, but I guess I'm moving away from liking that. But basically, mate, on a surface level, you're very wise, and you're very interesting. And I also like how you reply to people. You're not like just ripping them apart, or there's an element of that, and that's fun. But it's good. It's good. I think your comments are really good, mate. I really like you. Good evening from America. Tom, I'm on from in multi-streaming too. Not sure. Are you trying to say that you do multi-streaming, or are you trying to say you're watching all my streams? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, we've got a lovely one. We've got a repressed one. We've got a repressed one. We've got a very repressed projecty one in the chat. I'll just put him in a timeout. I've decided I want to start blocking people less because they will wake up one day, and when they wake up, I want them to be able to be part of it. But fuck me, like this guy, not this guy, not this amazing one on the screen. That repressed one that I just put up, like he's like probably 5 years off. So like, what do? Time him out for 5 years until he becomes, self-respecting is a good one, but also self-reflecting. But there are some people I think that are banned who will probably be all right now. It's a very difficult one. Oh, it's not that difficult. If you're going to be a tard, off your butt, I'm going to ban you. I remember when Tom once said the R-tards are plebbing out. Oh yeah, that's a favourite. That's great, isn't it? I guess them both in one, man. Oh, the best two words in one after the C-bomb, of course. But we definitely can't be using that on YouTube. And really, the R word on YouTube is, I put it in my title, so there's no point me saying R word. And I shouldn't have put it in my titles, but it made a great title. I was like, without calling people names. It's so boring. So I just thought, fuck it. I've already put my channels up. So, well, maybe not. I did a video today about Tom Greatorex and it being fucked, and it's a 1 out of 10 video. It's hit 1,000. So it'll probably end up on 1.2, 1.5 thousand, which is what I was moaning about, but none of my videos are hitting that anymore. But then the Not Today Satan video was bombed. But to be fair, it wasn't very good. It was just a clip that I took out of an English refugee video. It was lazy. Why didn't I do a Not Today Satan video? Right, so today I've had quite a nightmare of a day actually. As in yesterday for me, today for you. The website that I use to take videos off Twitter so I can make Not Today Satan videos has frozen, it seems, or is now wanting me to pay for it. I'm not quite sure. So I tried a couple of others, and same with them. Like, honestly, this is why this shit is so cosmic. Like, there's no way all 3 websites are frozen. It's like, no, this is something I need to learn. I need to feel this frustration or something. So then I was like, oh, I'm just going to pay for it. I don't care. It's a one-off payment of £6. One-off payment of £6. I'm like, oh, great. I'd rather pay for it and not have all the ads. That's fantastic news. Here's my card. Take my money. Give me service. No. Whenever you register your card, we're going to fix it on Cambodia and we're not going to let you change that. And therefore, your card won't be accepted. So yesterday, I couldn't make a Not Today Satan video. I really wanted to, but I could not make a Not Today Satan video. I wanted to do one about that parrot thing and that Stella, whatever she's called, and speaking to it from a place that no one else is, what everyone's missing, but it's clearly a setup. Like, I was listening to Richard IV, who I really like, but he's still talking about it as if it's serious. Not serious, as if it's real, as if she's a stupid woman that's done this. No, she's been told to do it, because there's a key line in her interview where she goes something like, it's going to get to a point where it's not safe for people to be politicians, or, oh no, normal people can't be politicians, or something like that. And it's like, they've done it all for that one line. Why can't you see this? Why are you all so stupid? Why is literally every single truth YouTuber on the internet still talking as if politics are real, apart from like really good ones, of course, like Call for an Uprising. But all the big names that everyone in this chat watches all the time, Lotus Eaters they're not even truthers. But, you know, Richard IV, Dino Bain, Lounger isn't a truther either, but he's very good at what he does. But, you know, Lounger's not even in it, but Richard IV and Dino Bain should be spotting what it really is. And I'm not criticizing, I'm not in competition, I don't care. I'm just amazed that I have to make a video because nobody else is talking about the story that they're creating, where this is going. They actually think that this woman got this bird wrong and that's the main part of the story, and let's all just laugh at her. No. Stop being so stupid. And the thing is, these people aren't stupid. They're really good. Richard IV certainly is way more intellectually intelligent than I am. Well, maybe not. But, you know, he sounds like he is, and he's got the voice. He's just a poshy, isn't he? But this is not an attack. I'm not slagging anyone off. I really like these people. I watch these people. But it does frustrate me when I watch them and just see that they're completely missing it. And still talking as if politics exists. And then I'm like, why the hell am I watching this? What are your thoughts on that, people? So this is the wonderful person that gifted something. I can't, but it's some sort of reward. As in, you don't know either. Are you able to tell us how much it cost you? Oh, he's getting gifts to give away. All right, so I gave him a load of stickers and he didn't even do it. Right, I'm going to give you the clown for that. No, I'm not. It's not your fault. I have some gifts. Which channel should I give these jewels to? Or what the hell do they mean? What do they do? I don't want your fucking jewels unless I can buy cat food with them or coffee with them. I don't just want my ego stroking with some online fucking jewels. You can stick those up your fucking arse, mate. I want money, obviously. So we don't know what's going on. So, right, so this is the best explanation so far. Somehow, I love how he doesn't know. It's so funny. Somehow I'm getting gifts to give away. I mean, it can't do any harm, can it? But also there's in me, well, now I know maybe that this isn't the case, but I've always assumed that means I'm getting money and therefore maybe live streamed longer on the basis of gifts. And it turns out they're just things for people like Sophie. Shiny things that mean nothing, that distract her from her pain. Fuck that. Now, there's definitely 420 Keeping It Real who gifted 20 memberships. That definitely resulted in shekels to Tom and therefore food to the pussy. But just noticing that chair in the live stream, the outside chair, that white outside chair. I wish that wasn't there. We learn. Oh, right. What's Houston, Texas? Houston is a place, obviously. Houston, Texas, low IQ carjacker asking directions to victim of car with hilarious results. Houston News Channel 13 today. Was he by any chance a beast of the land? I wonder. I'm not watching a Houston News Channel, mate. Come on. Come on. We're a bit better than that here. But I'm sure it's very funny. Are you suggesting that I'm a bit stressed and fast today? Yeah, I do feel a bit manic today. 4:10. I don't know how that's possible because I set it for 10 to... right, okay, yeah, thanks, Sophie, fair enough. I set it for 10:10, but that's my time. So, yes, I have effed up. Sophie, I take it back. Let me give you some of the thoughts. Sorry, Sophie. You actually did well this time. Oh, my God, Sophie did something right. How is that possible? Sophie, at work, do they just get you to make the tea? Like, presumably you're like just a tea lady or something, yeah? Is that right? Or is it, or do you actually get stuff right sometimes? Because you have just got this right. I have to take it. I have to acknowledge this. So I set it for 10:10, right, on my computer, which is obviously Cambodian time. So it came up for you saying it was going to be at 4:10 in the afternoon, but that's not possible because it's past 4:10, right? No, it's not 10:10. What am I on about? No, that's BS. It's 10:10 your time. I think, no, I'm going to take the hearts down because I'm not sure about this. And I think I might have to counteract this. I think so. I'm going to speak into it in a minute, but right now I just want to counteract the incorrect hearts with this. Oh my God, how do I talk without my screen? Okay, let's get rid of that. It's 4:10 my time. It's 10:10 your time when we started the stream. I set it for 10:10. Yeah, I just said it for 10:10 p.m. So God knows what that means. Presumably that means Cambodian time. So it's probably saying to you, it's probably saying it's going to be at 4 o'clock the next day or something. Oh, I don't fucking know. All I know is when I used my other laptop, I didn't have any problems like this. That seems to be set up to English time. Whereas this, I have just no idea what's going on. I actually had a breakthrough. So I've got two browsers on here. I've got Chrome and Firefox. All because of Lee, of course. I haven't done anything. And I was on one of them. Let's just say Firefox. And StreamYard spazzed out and gave me loads of red boxes and said something about the browser. So rather than doing what I'd usually do and just go, I hate this laptop. I wish I'd never bought it. God damn you, Lee. You're the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And chuck it into a corner and then get the Spaz top out, which I like. The £150 Spaz top. No, I didn't do that. I changed browsers. Now you're going to be like, yeah. Why are you even telling us that as if it's something to be proud of, which I am? Well, because I'm a Spaz Todd. Oh, fuck off, Eric. Stick your gold coins up your fucking arse. Cheers, Eric. It can't do any harm, can it? But I'm not going to get excited about it. Also, we're 20 minutes into a stream and no one's throwing any money at me, so I am going to start having to call you all names. Oh my God, that guy on the bus. Oh my God. I mean, I should have done more. I should have taken his phone off him. I also gave him an hour's grace. I didn't just tell him, like, you know, I've got real people-pleasing problems. You'd be amazed. I really have. So I'm underneath this guy, and for an hour, because I'm such a people-pleasing pussy, for an hour, I just listened to his phone. You know, people watch my videos and think I'm a people-pleasing pussy. I assumed it was coming from behind me, and I assumed it was a child. I assumed it was a child because there was a child making noises. And I thought to myself, even in Vietnam, the land of the ends of Asia, the land of the chaos, the noisy, and the no social awareness around why one would not be noisy, but also a lot of positive things as well. But that, even there, I couldn't even comprehend the possibility that an adult, someone older than me, considerably, that somebody who should be a wise man would be the one playing shorts on speakerphone on a sleeper bus. My goodness. So after an hour, I snapped at the child and thought, I'm not having this anymore. I'm going to go and slap its mother. I'm going to go and tell its mother to switch the volume off or use headphones like somebody with a little bit of social awareness. And when I got up, to my surprise, I realized the noise was above me. And I was like, well, the child definitely isn't above me. So I just, on his curtain, like, there was no like, excuse me. I was just like, so I also have the other side, the narcissist of the spectrum to the people pleaser. This isn't narcissism, but, you know, this is hooking into that energy. And so I just ragged his curtain back, stared him in the face, and said whatever you saw me say on camera, something like, why the hell am I listening to your stupid art noise? And I put it in the title, as if I put it in the title and I'm not even saying it. That's so funny. And he didn't seem to really, you know, I mean, he kind of acknowledged it, but I would have expected, you know, someone did that to me, I'd be like, oh, shit, sorry. You know, I'd be like, ugh. No. So I ended up having to turn the volume. I just grabbed his phone, if I remember right. I just grabbed his phone and turned the volume down. What a cunt. Starts doing it again, though. Quieter this time. So then I'm just like, hey, yeah, you saw. Bah, 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 bah. I'm not having it. As soon as I realised it's not a child, there's no way I'm having it. I mean, I wouldn't. Problem is, you're in their country, aren't you? And there's loads of them and one of you. But, you know, I think I'd been justified to take his phone off him. Like, if you can't be a responsible child, then I will keep your phone for you and give it you back at the end of the bus journey. Like, it's not my fault you're an irresponsible child energetically. I don't see why I should have to put up with that because you're an irresponsible child. And irresponsible children need boundaries. And the boundary is, I'm going to take your fucking phone off you, you twat. That would have been the next stage. It's on a sleeper bus, man. Who's doing that on a sleeper bus? Is it more intelligent than Sophie? Probably. You know, right, so somebody's cat is called Sophie. That's not a very good name for a cat. I'm sorry, but it's a really crap cat name. I mean, maybe I've just been so traumatized by the name Sophie that it will only ever bring up repulsion in me from this moment forward. I think that's partly playing out. And to be honest, every Sophie I've ever met has been crap. Yeah, there was like this special needs child when I was growing up. She was called Sophie. She was crap, and she turned out to be a really crap adult. And she was borderline special needs, I think. But there was a fat girl in my class called Sophie. She was crap. I must have known a good Sophie. There was her at the community centre. She was almost good, but she turned out to be crap. Yeah, all Sophies are crap. I hope your cat's a better example of humans than human Sophies managed to be. But this one is really crap. Like the crappiest of the crap. She's emailed. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. Who's in pleb mode? My cats are here, even in all. Nice contributions. I didn't ban him. I timed him out. Why is it saying I banned him? Maybe I did ban him. Okay, that's fine. He was horrible. Mm-hmm. Oh. If I ban someone, then we need to get the panda out. I don't think he's put the panda on. What a lead of all the stickers to not put on. My God, are you trying to encourage me to do something for myself and learn something? Oh my God. No, it's worse than that, mate. It's 4 in the morning. What time is it here? It's 4 in the effing morning. And no one's giving me any money. I get up at 4 in the morning to entertain you all, and all I get is fucking Sophieisms. Crap. Oh, I've just noticed that's happening. That's nice. Yay! How you doing, brother? APV Urban Mining in the house. I really like this guy. He has a great ability to be vulnerable and honest and authentic and real and share it. Are you sure you're not going to fall off? Good to see you, APV. How is the void going? Are you still voiding, or are you starting to well, I'll use the word ascend because that will make most sense, but I actually think it's probably descend. Right, this isn't good for my neck, CT. Okay, that's better. So that's CT7, everyone, which stands for Cookie Tail 7, because he's already lost 2 lives. I've been watching you since you taught... Oh, it's so annoying that the wire covers up. Fucking... Anyway. I've been watching you since you talked walking your dog through those lovely beech tree woods, lol. Thank you, brother. Why do you need a lol on the end of that? So here's a reflection to humanity. I'm not going to make it personal. It's just a reflection. It's just an offering. If you're putting lol on the end of sentences that have nothing to do with humor, then you're laughing at yourself and not taking yourself seriously. You know when so I'm not, this isn't you, like it's the collective. You happen to be doing this right now as part of a collective, and this is an offering if you want to look at it or not. It's not an attack, I don't care. It's when people, you know when really good people, so in fact, there's no point in me telling you about Sheffield Wednesday podcast. So many good people will say something amazing. Debbie does this all the time, and then go, "Does that make sense?" It's because they've been told all their life that they're stupid, basically, and as children they were ridiculed by teachers or parents or whatever. So this person, you know, has so little self-confidence that they will write, you know, a really normal, fine sentence that, you know, can't be wrong, can't be ridiculed. It's just a statement, really. And then they put lol at the end. And it's like a self-disrespecting. And you'll probably find in your life that you say sorry a lot when you walk past people. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry for being alive. It's not your fault. It's the trauma you received as a child. But I'm just offering it to you for you to notice it. And if you wish to, you know, start doing the work around it, because that's a big one. If you're showing up apologizing for yourself or laughing at yourself, I think laughing at yourself is possibly even worse in terms of the impact that has on you. There's no judgment. I only know this because I did it. It's just something for you to inquire about, Justice Pat, if you wish to, and anyone else who is operating from that that vibration. Because that comes from guilt, the vibration of guilt. Maybe. It's definitely fear, more shame, actually. And it's all fear. They're all just layers of fear. Okay, is that Hamster Paul? Of course, it's my man, Hamster. Cheers, Paul. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much for getting it going. And this one says, thank you for the chicken. He's going to buy me lots of chicken now and maybe another scratchy post. You don't need another scratchy post. I got the best one in the shop. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I mean, it's all right, it's fine. I mean, how perfect is that? It's Heyoka, it's Jester, it's Court Jester, it's just amazing. So previously I'd have really struggled to buy something like that. As in, I wouldn't have wanted to spend the money. And I'd have just got the one post cheap one. And I was even, in the episode where I buy that, English refugee episode where I buy that, I'm even like, can I not just go and get a fucking bark from the woods? Like, why am I buying this pleb thing that plebs buy when obviously if I just go and get some fucking branches from the woods, like obviously they're just going to use them. Anyway, I go into a shop and end up buying the most expensive one in there because it had a Jester on it. And it was also a self-work thing. It was also a leading into trust thing. Like, why am I being stingy? Like, abundance flows. Like, why do I still hold on to this scarcity story that it makes a difference whether I buy the $23 one or the $44 one? Like, it makes no difference. It's all just going to come back to me. So why am I still spacking out? So yeah, I bought the most expensive one in the shop. But then I go back the next day. There was only like 5 to choose from when I bought that. I go back the next day and they've had a bloody delivery and there's like 25 to choose from. I was so pissed off. But then I realized I actually had the best one, particularly for me, Court Jester. And I also noticed that there were lots of ones that are more pretty, as in to the human. Like obviously that, I mean, the Court Jester thing to me is great, but most people want a minimalist flat, don't they, with browns, greys, and whites. And most of them are that. Like most of them, I actually prefer most of them, as in that a lot of them are nature settings. So like just like that, but trees instead, which I actually prefer, as in the look of it. But I realized that comes from a repressed place, and actually that's a lot more fun and it's representative of my energy. So I got that one. I'd like to hear how that reflection landed, mate. Did you get triggered, or were you like, oh, right, yeah, that's an interesting thing? Hey, Tom, great to see you live again. Always good hearing your wisdom and views on the crazy world. Oh, thank you for appreciating me. Yes, my aim is less about delivering wisdom tonight and more about not calling anyone except Sophie a name. Have I managed it so far? Has anyone been called a name yet? I don't think so, other than Sophie, and that's fine. But should though, mate, you are in it. Not sure. Loz is in the house. Is she going to manage a comment tonight, or is she feeling repressed? Is she feeling fat and repressed, or is she going to get her beautiful beautifulness out and put it into a chat? Tom, I sent you post about the buildings. Can we try and write coherent sentences, please, people? It really helps the live stream. And also, I need context. What buildings? What post? I mean, presumably that's not a man with a letter. Presumably that's a post on the internet. What are you talking about, Sheffield Uncut? My goodness, give me a chance, please. Can we please try and analyze the chats before we post them, if they're aimed at me, and be like, is Tom going to be able to understand the context of this? Does it even make sense? Has my spackerism just gone through the roof, and can I de-spacker it a little bit? Somebody's talking about Richard IV. Richard IV has such a nice voice. Oh my God, it's so good, isn't it? He is such a toff, and I love that. I love posh. I mean, the posh accent, the posh English accent. Let's find a better word than posh. This, yeah, the spiff. The upper class English accent is incredible, and we all rip it because, you know, I'm not sure if it's jealousy or if it's you know, the fact that a lot of these people are globalists and all that, but there's a lot of judgment projected onto people who speak incredibly well. Honestly, that accent, like, we need to cherish that. We need to preserve that. Like, that's English. That is the height of being English. Also, the height of being English is drinking 5 Carlins, smoking cigarettes, and plumbing all day. You know, both sides of the spectrum are the height of being English, actually. But I really, I am so over ridiculing or turning my nose up at, you know, Richard Rees-Mogg or whatever he's called, like that sort of voice. Not him as a person, like he's obviously just a puppet. But yeah, Richard IV's voice is incredible, and you know, it's not his voice; it's his upbringing. You know, he wasn't born speaking like that. He was brought up to speak like that. Richard IV has such a nice voice. He's part of my morning routine, along with Tom, of course. Yeah, I think he's great, but he's unconscious. I just can't believe people like him are still can't see what's happening. Still can't see that everything is just part of the show. Everything, nothing. I mean, maybe some stuff actually happens, but it's all used and contrived. But I'm at the point where I don't think any of it. When I say doesn't happen, I'm not saying it. You know, I think maybe some of these incidents happen, but I think they're all planned. Or if they're not planned, they're made to be inevitable. Like it's inevitable that Henry Nowak was going to happen because they were letting people walk around with daggers who are brainless animals. So of course it's going to happen, and they know it's going to happen, and they want it to happen. And then when the inevitable happens, that's when they do their spin. So it might not be like, oh, these are all actors, you know. And I'm pretty sure like the Manchester bombing happened, but you know, it was, you know, somebody was mind controlled to do it, or they just create the inevitable circumstances of letting in a load of muzzies, but haters, and then of course that's going to happen. I think it's probably more. I think more of them are going to be on the second line, but there's no doubt that some of them, like 9/11, for example, are meticulously planned by the CIA and a certain country in the Middle East. Okay, can we have some money, please, people? Catholic Anne Widdecombe is not dead. So it's too absolute for me. It's way too black and white for me. You can't possibly know that, but you can make assumptions that lead you to that conclusion based on the evidence you've seen. I'm very, very open to that. But to say it with such certainty is far too dualistic for me. Yes, I am very proud to be nationalistic, care about my country and the future of my people, and other countries as well. I want all cultures to be preserved. I want all people to have their own homelands and their own identity. According to this person, it makes me racist. Because this person hates themselves so much, they want their own people to be wiped out. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I think they're all just jays. I mean, this is such low level, like, you know, they're fucking reptiles. But yeah, from your perspective, Catholicism obviously is disgusting, and yeah, you have to be a complete pleb to follow it as a normie, or a saint, or you know, a baby eater. So he's not a realist. Yeah, he's back. That's fine, but he also still thinks that politics is the answer and is talking about politics as if it's actually a real thing. But I imagine you believe it is as well. So to you, he's bob on. But to me, I watch him and I'm just like, why is he doing this? Why is he talking about restore as if they're going to save something? Why is he falling for this? Or has he been paid? I don't think he has. I like him. I think he's doing his best. I just don't think he's very conscious, which amazes me because these people are so intelligent, but then intelligence and consciousness are two very different things. I just can't believe they still think politics are real. I just can't. I just can't believe it. How have they not looked into Tartaria? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how these people stay on such a surface level. I just don't get it. And it's a shame because I can't watch them anymore. And also for their journey, like, you know, they're just staying in this surface level place and not doing the work. Lozzie Loza! Tom, the way you pulled that guy's curtain back on the bus and revealed him looking all confused was pretty hilarious. I didn't realize how good it was. So my not today setting content now, it's only a few weeks behind, so I can pretty much remember it. I can remember, like, yesterday I had one of my latest videos playing and it, you know, it felt like, I was like, oh yeah, I can really connect with that. Whereas before I couldn't connect with it because it was 3 months ago. So yeah, but so if I was still in the mindset of trying to assess videos and how are they going to do, I don't do that with English Refugee anymore. I've just accepted every single video is going to get 1,500 views, and that's never going to change. Even though only a month ago they were getting 3,000 to 4,000 views, but you know, now they just get 1,500 views no matter what I do. So I don't even really think about them anymore. It's just like that. Let's just put these out. Yeah, let's just earn money. When I'm creating them, I still think about what I'm saying and trying to wake people up, essentially, or get people to meet themselves. But I've really, well, if you watched the Tom Greatchurch video yesterday, you know, I'm going through something with YouTube and my content and what the hell am I doing? And don't piss in the plant pot. That's not the toilet. That's the toilet. Yeah, I'm pissed off with being in the shadows, basically. And funnily enough, the only channel that doesn't seem to be in some sort of restriction is Not Today Satan. Like, what the fuck? It's so annoying. Anyway, so English refugee, yeah, hilarious, great. To be honest, until it's current, I'm not interested. Like, I really shouldn't be saying this about my own channel. I just think that I'm sharing 2 videos a day to try and catch up. And right now, for me, it's just a task. It's just let's just get this up to date and really start from there. Even though I'm still putting loads of effort into my videos every day and all that. So start from there. I don't really know what that means. But I just know that when it's up to date, it's going to be so much better. And the live streams are going to be better. Everything's going to be better. Tom Greatest will be better because everything will be spoken into at the same time and you'll get to see all the different angles of it if you wish to. Whereas now it's like, I tell you something on Tom Greatest and then you see it 3 weeks later on English Refugee. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. And the live streams as well, same. Yeah, it's not about posh. I mean, he is posh because he speaks like that. What school did he go to? You can have people with money unless they're, oh shit, I wasn't meant to do that. Okay, he's redeemed himself a little bit, but he's not because his name calling, like, Dino's an amazing person, like clearly an amazing person. Okay, he's not exactly what you want him to be, but that doesn't make him a twat. He's probably doing more than you. I bet you work in a fucking office. Like, no, like, oh God, these people, man, who just like to call Dino Bain a twat. Why are you calling him a twat? Because he hasn't said one thing that you want him to say, or because he's said something that you don't like. You're a projecting ball of mess. You're the twat. You're the angry one. Oh, fuck, I can't do this. Fuck it. We're just going to call your names. Oh! You can redeem the gifts for cash, from what I know. Wow, that's a game changer, isn't it? People are sending me gifts on my YouTube live stream. Do they have money attached to them, or are they just online shiny things for spastics who like to be distracted by crap? Gemini's not going to like that. They actually have real money attached to them. This is for... This is for Justice Pat Riot and Eric of the 10 Joules gold coins. And Eric has done some more 10 Joules gold coins. Now, Eric didn't seem... I think it was Eric, or was it the first one? Said... I seem to have gifts to give, so that suggests that he hasn't paid for the gifts. So how do they have money attached? They are spending their actual hard-earned cash to buy them. Here is how MoneySide works. Real currency. Viewers pay real money using it. Yeah, okay. Oh God, I'm not Sophie. So how do I redeem them for cash? To cash out the money you are earning from YouTube live streams, you need to set up a link to Google. Oh my God. I'm already monetized, you fool. Don't talk to me like I'm a pleb. I'm monetized. I have gold coins in the form of gifts. How the fuck do I turn them into cat food, which means money? My apologies. Yes, talk to me like I'm God. How gift coins turn into cash. On YouTube, viewers' gifts. Every gift is automatically... Oh, I don't have to do anything. That's great. Is automatically converted into real cash at the moment of purchase minus YouTube's percent. So it's telling me how to get it into my bank. So basically, I don't have to do anything. YouTube will just turn it into money, right? Pretty much, yes. Okay, great. Thank you for the gold coins, everyone. That's great news. I say everyone, I mean Eric. And then thank you for 250 joules. So Eric, you and Justice, you must have paid for these, right? Is that right? So when Eric was saying I seem to have some gold coins to give away, I think he was just being cryptic and mystic and interesting. Unlike the guy that just wants to call Dino Bain a twat. The opposite of that. Yep. I mean, I don't hold it with certainty. So this person is a crazy flat earther. I don't hold it with certainty. All I hold with certainty is that we're not on a spinning stupid ball. I mean, that's just, not even worth discussing anymore, but it seems that we still need to discuss it for a lot of the repressed ones. That's what I need to stop saying, because that actually helps people. Whilst it will still trigger them, obviously, but not as much. Well, if you call someone a name, it's over. Like you've got no chance of helping them. Using the word repressed is much better because it actually shows them what the issue is, rather than just, because they're not special needs. They're not. Don't stand on the laptop. Oh, it's all right. It only costs 150 quid. As long as you don't stand on this one. Don't piss on it though. They pissed in my bag yesterday. So 2 mornings ago, I wake up with shit all over my bed from my chocolate starfish. And then yesterday morning, I managed to not shit myself, but the cats have shat inside my bag, inside my rucksack, which I use all the time. It fucking stank and pissed. It was disgusting. I had to put it through 2 cycles of a washing machine, and it still has a faint smell of cat asshole. And cat asshole is so bad. I think it's worse than dog asshole. I think it's worse than human. Well, yeah, they're definitely worse than human asshole, and I would know. It's fucking vile, man. My flat is smelling a little bit, but I've got the cat litter tray in here because they're not allowed outside. Whereas man, it can't be more than 4 days. In 4 days, I'm going to start letting them out onto the balcony. But we're actually moving house. But not really. Well, we are, but within the same complex. I've got the best flat in the complex. I've got the best. Honestly, this is such a shithole compared to where I'm moving. So this is amazing, but it's very sterile. It's very normie. It's very white walls and no nature. I mean, the view's very nice. I'm going to shit myself. But the one I'm moving to, oh my goodness, it's like surrounded by trees, and the views are 180 degrees instead of like just 40 degrees. Wow. Oh, there's my ass towel. Oh, my ass towel's hanging up. Fuck's sake. I have to use my bloody tea towel on my bum. Goodness me. What if I was on camera? You didn't just see me in my bum, did you? That wasn't good. Oh my God. That was horrendous. That was 95% water. That was just like doing a number one out of a number two hole. Very strange. So that's squirt number 2 of the morning. I did a pre-live stream squirt, and then we've had to squirt 50 minutes. Not great, is it? We'd like to get to at least an hour before we're squirting everywhere. And I'm not talking about Sophie. I know Sophie starts squirting the minute she sees the notification for the live stream. Sophie's crusty old prune starts getting less crusty and more wet. I think I may have to pay. I'll read that later. I mean, surely you wouldn't have got the coins if you hadn't have paid. Like, surely you would have to do that first. Oh my God, we're all doing it. C Plebs is getting involved. Fuck me. Hey, C Plebs. Cheers, mate. It's a little bit frustrating. I'd like to know how much it is, but I appreciate it. Must be fun for you to frustrate me. So it's kind of, I get it. Goy charms. Oh my God. Storm Dogs in the house. Storm Dogs in the house with the best comment of the night so far. Goy charms. Oh my God. If I'm not using that forever, every time someone sends me a gift, please keep putting it into the chat to remind me, Stone Dog, that that's what they need to be called. Thank you, everyone, for the Goy charms. I am delighted with my virtual Goy charms that will allow me to buy a Goy slop for my Goy self. Stone Dog, you're the best. Not the best. There's many very, very good ones, but you are part of the top echelons of the people I like chatting to, unlike others. Yeah, fine. No, he's really good. Oh no, I got him confused. I thought that was a guy that drives a lorry, who is also good, but just, you know, low level consciousness. Bootneck is better than that. Bootneck's the one that gets angry, isn't he? But he looks a bit like him. I haven't watched enough of him to say. I've probably only watched him 5 times. I remember being impressed when I watched him, but I imagine he talks as if politics are real, right? As in, like, maybe voting might do something. I don't know, but I'm asking a question. I'm not making a statement. I haven't watched him enough. I don't know what happened. I don't know. He just sort of disappeared off my YouTube and I forgot about him. But I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. Bigfoot is real. Probably. Doesn't really matter, does it? Yes. I imagine that's more of a distraction, actually. But yeah, could be, could not be. But, you know, the other stuff that really is real is much more interesting. Like you being a cosmic being in a shard of consciousness. How about that? Oh, look who's in the house. Keeping it real 420, baby. This is a guy that bought 20 memberships for the plebs, for people. Beans, I don't like beans. Beans is horrible. Proper wild cat. So cats in Cambodia are very different. They're wild. Oh, but CT7's amazing, man. CT7's like a Shih Tzu. He's like a little lap dog. She's a bitch, and she keeps trying to attack my other new cat, Calico, who's in a cupboard. Because when I go to bed, I keep it separate, so because I'll be asleep and can't protect it from that bitch. She wants to kill it. Well, honestly, Beans, if anyone's going, it's you, mate. Because Calico is way more beautiful than you, and can't be a worse cat than you because you're literally the worst cat ever. You show no interest in me, and you want to kill my other cat. Tom, just a few hours after that donation, I got an unexpected windfall. What? Have we just gone back 5 live streams? I've done a whole video on this, Keeping It Real. Have you not seen it? It did bomb, sadly. I got the title wrong. I think what's happening here, in terms of this situation I have with YouTube, obviously it's nothing to do with YouTube, everything's a reflection of self. So, I think I'm not respecting my audience enough. And I'm still in the paradigm, the old paradigm of negativity sells. And so that beautiful video I did about your beautifulness and giving and what happens, what you just put in this comment, I called it, "This is why your life sucks," because I'm in the paradigm that if you don't have a negative title, no one clicks on your videos. But I'm starting to think maybe that's not true. And maybe I need to start doing more aligned, beautiful titles. And then the universe will be like, "Yes, well done, you trusted, well done. Have you not learned yet that every time you trust and let go of your control, things get better?" "Oh yeah, I have." "So why are you so controlling?" "Oh, because I'm fucking stupid." So I think that's why it bombed, because I chose a negative title for a beautiful video. But I've done a video about this, bro. That you told me this 5 live streams ago, or 8 live streams ago. And I've done a whole video about it. It sounds like you haven't seen it. It's called "This is Why Your Life Sucks" on Tom Greatorex. Love you keeping it real, because yo is so real, because yo is always keeping it real and smoking with 420. Oh, yeah, baby, my kind of guy. In fact, even though he hasn't donated tonight, I've got so much respect for this guy. Let's get that out. I have to get more stickers today. More mail stickers. I've got all those good ones, and then Lee only uploaded half of them, which obviously, why should he upload all of them? Of course I should do some work. Shout out to the Sophies! Me, I'm in Cambodia saying we... But according to this guy, I'm in Japan, because obviously he knows better. And Dino Bane's a twat, apparently. Oh. Such low consciousness, low vibration shit. Tom, the day after... What's going on? Are you trying to do me? Are you trying to get me to freak out and call you all names? Right, Justice, are you new? I feel like you're new, but you're very active tonight and you're very welcome. Justice Pat Riot, I like Dino. What you think Widdicombe isn't dead? Lol. Oh, okay, not so much. So what you need to learn, Justice, is to be open to all possibilities, because this world is crazy. So to laugh at, I mean, you're laughing at yourself again at the end of your sentence. So you have no self-respect. But to laugh at others for suggesting that Widdicombe might not be dead just shows your ineptitude. It just shows your lack of understanding of what's going on in this world. It's very possible Widdicombe isn't dead. It's also very possible she's not human and she's a shapeshifter. But obviously you're just going to go, lol, because it's beyond your perspective. So you'll just ridicule it rather than look at yourself. C plebs, Sophie has put 4:10, which is 4:10 p.m. She should have said 4:10 to indicate AM. So is that what it said on your... Yeah, I agree with that. You're dead right, as always. On matters of a third dimension, C plebs will always be right. So, and right and wrong does exist where C plebs exist in the third dimension. So that's the right terminology for C plebs. But obviously right and wrong doesn't really exist. So, in terms of oneness and fifth dimension. So, let's try and get to the bottom of this. She should... Right, so we agree with that. So, but what I'm interested in, obviously not Sophie's babblings, I'm interested in what it said to you guys. So when, right, so can somebody who's not a babbling little 3-year-old, who is just obsessed with attention and has no ability to introspect, take accountability, observe oneself, or even speak with any coherence or sense, can somebody, so C plebs would be a really good candidate for this. Can somebody tell me, when you saw this live stream schedule, did it tell you it was in 20 minutes time or 6 hours time or whatever it is? I think about 6 hours time. That's what I need to know. Well, you're getting there, mate, because the news is always fake. Most people in this live stream realized that about 20 years ago, but welcome to the club. Right, so Sophie is saying, but it was at 4:10 tomorrow. And she's also reassuring me that it's okay, because I need her reassurance, because I value her opinion so much. However, I am starting to appreciate... Yeah, but it can't be 14:10, as C plebs pointed out. Oh, there's no point bringing up Sophie's chats. It's just a waste of time. C Plebs is trying to help her, but now Loz is getting involved. It said, oh, it's the same as Sophie. Well, why? That makes no sense. Because it was 4:10 for me, as in AM. So if it was showing you my time, it should be 4:10, not 16:10. What a load of shit, man. What a load of shit. Presumably you all knew that there's no way I was scheduling a live stream for 4:10 tomorrow, like as if I could ever be that specific and organized. Maybe one day, but you know the Tom that shows up now can't do that. So did you all just assume that I'd spacked it up and I would be on in about 20 minutes like I always am? There's no point talking to you as if you're one, because we've got many different levels of intelligence and consciousness in the chat. So Sophie would have just figured herself off and not had a clue what was going on. But I imagine Lauren will have assumed that I've spacked it up and we'll be on in about 20 minutes like I always am. I'm European in the EU right now, and I'm too poor to escape to Argentina like the Austrian painter. I mean, there's some good candidates in Europe. So you have a European passport. You don't have an English one, right? So you can actually live anywhere in Europe. I'd be going east, mate, or I'd be going to the. Oh yeah, they're not in Europe. If I was you, I'd be going to Georgia or Armenia or somewhere like that. Georgia gives a 12-month visa out. I want to go to these countries. I'm just stuck in St. Vite because it's so amazing, and I don't think I'm ever going to leave, especially now I've got 3 cats. But really, like from a survival perspective, from a what's best perspective in terms of what's coming, I really want to check out the former Soviet states. Armenia, I think Belarus, and Georgia, I think, are the 3. But I could be wrong. I'm almost certain Armenia and Georgia are. And Belarus. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at, mate. Or Eastern Europe, Albania potentially, but apparently they're not very nice people. Oh, Andrew Tate. Tom, what do you and the chat think about Andrew Tate? So, presumably you mean well, let's just speak into the whole thing. I think he's a shapeshifter. I think he's part of the club. I think it's all a show. I think everything is done to distract you. You know, they want you talking about this rather than uniting and doing things that aren't political. You know, things that might actually change the world. But obviously we're not allowed to say what those things are because we'll end up in jail, and we're definitely not encouraging those things. I'm encouraging enslavement. I'm encouraging you to keep voting, to not do anything that breaks the law, to never ever be racist, and to be a slave in 10 years living under Sharia law. I think that's best. I don't see any other option, and I'm not allowed to say the other option even if I could see it. So I think, yeah, I just think we should all just let them enslave us, obviously. Right, so what's going on here? Andrew Tate is definitely an actor. They want you to believe that there are people who speak out against the state. They want you to. They're doing all of this to reinforce the notion that he might be a good person that's trying to save the world, or that those people even exist. You know, those people even exist in the limelight, I should say. Like, of course, there's one sat right here and there's many sat right in the chat. But we don't have a platform. I have a tiny platform, which they chuck into the shadows. So they want you to even buy into this concept of, I'm not doing very well here. Right, the reason they throw all these trials at him and all this stuff at him is, one, probably because, you know, he's done all that. The evidence looks like he has done that, but I don't care about that. I'm not interested in the 3D, has he or has he not. Like, that's like getting into the detail where the devil is, where you'll get lost. And also, it's just not important because I know that he's just a show. He's part of the club. Right, let me talk about it from a 3D perspective, as if all this is real. I think he's an absolute twat. I don't like him at all. I agree with pretty much everything he says, apart from the stuff around women and exploiting women. I agree with some of the stuff he says about women, but not the way he treats women or has exploited women. I watched the True Geordie one on him recently, and I know True Geordie is like very dualistic and very anti-Tate, and also is stupid when it comes to not believing it would be possible for the state to do that to somebody if they wanted to take them down. Of course they would. So True Geordie isn't conscious. However, he's very good at details, where the devil is. And I was gobsmacked by some of the stuff that Andrew Tate has said on camera, and that, you know, getting women to tattoo themselves with his name and stuff like that. Like very, very narcissistic, like extreme narcissism. I just lost respect for him when he. I haven't watched much of his stuff, but you know, when I first started seeing him, I was like, yeah, to everything he said. Didn't like his energy. I thought he looked like a fucking tranny. But it's so ugly. It's so ugly. It's so odd looking. And what the fuck are those clothes that he was arrested in? But again, that's getting into the detail as if it's real. Like it's all a show. Like they want you to go on about his clothes, and they also want to normalize demonic looking people because they're all demons. So, you know, he looks very demonic, and they put him in these demonic clothes that are very similar to what the elite wore in the Hunger Games. So they're normalizing, like, just look at the Osbournes now, look at Lady Gaga, that they're normalizing this fake look, this inauthentic look, this demonic look. The Ozempic look, the plastic surgery look, the extended cheekbones look. What are those twins? There's those famous twins who, I don't know what they were. I think they were actors or models. They were very good looking. Now they've got to 50 or 60 and they've just like turned their faces into clowns. Like obviously they think it looks good, but to everyone else they look like a clown. But really it's a psyop, and what's happening here is they're normalizing not looking human because they want you to all get used to being transhuman, because that's what they want you to do. So I think it's all a show, but on a like detail, devil in the detail level, the evidence, like, yeah, this man's done some horrendous things. But then of course the state could be making that up to bring him down, but I don't think so, because he's not. He's clearly a very demonic man. He's clearly a disgusting human being with a very low vibration who gets off on causing pain to other people. I don't think there's anything good about Andrew Tate. However, he is very intelligent, and 90% of what he says is true. But he's not an example of what we need the masculine to be to live in the world that we want to live in, which is a world of harmony, love, and peace. Andrew Tate is never going to bring that in. And that's just from a 3D level. If you go to a higher consciousness level, then you'll see him for the shape-shifting puppet that he is. Maybe not shape-shifting, but definitely a puppet. How's that for you, Hamson? What's your thoughts? There gets a point where you don't care, you just gotta tell them. Yeah, I've been at that point for ages, but now I'm trying to soften because I've actually realized that I have a lot. I've met myself deeply enough to really be able to help people. And I want to help people. So my next stage is to stop calling them names, but I'll still tell them, of course. But I am going to stop calling them names. Igloo. Iga is in my house. Hey, Iga. She sends everyone love. Loving Iga. I don't know if you've watched my Tom Gray Tricks, and I know you don't need this, but I feel I need to do this just because I'm still of the ego and pathetic. I don't know if you've seen my Tom Gray Tricks video, Ego, but basically yesterday I had an energetic wipeout. Couldn't even get my videos out, so emailing you wasn't possible. Yesterday I mainly got stoned and touched my penis. So today, hopefully I'll respond. But I'm also letting go of I have to respond within X amount of time and show respect, because I know that you're just chilled and that you would rather me honor my body, maybe not touch my penis so much, but certainly honor my body. Oh, that's not a shock, Sophie. Everything confuses you. I know you're not sat there waiting for my email, basically, but I feel like this, I haven't responded. I hate emailing. I can't stand it. I'm actually gonna respond on your WhatsApp. I'm not gonna email you, and you're gonna get a voice note because I can't stand texting. I just like ranting. I am definitely going to respond, but I know this means nothing to you. But I feel like it Oh, God. Igor gets it, Tom. You don't need to fucking use all these stupid words. Okay. Sophie is confused. No shock there. Her whole life is just a big confusion. Anyone promoted? Sorry, I've got a wire that goes right over the comments. It's a nightmare. I need to talk to Daddy about it. Anyone promoted in the public eye is a shill. You are a true man. Yeah, keeping it real knows like how anyone can take someone like Andrew Tate seriously. Even though I'm not, you know, this is how they take it seriously, and this is why it's a bit difficult because 90% of what he says is great. You know, the stuff he says currently is great. If you go back to the past stuff he said about women and the past things he's done to women, not so great. In fact, the opposite of great. Really bad. Storm Dog! Sleeper bus should be filled with knockout gas. And you get to put out at your stop sorted. And you get to put out and you get put out if they just wheel you out. What about the episode after, guys? How crazy was that? And was that not one of my funniest episodes? I haven't seen how any of my videos. Oh no, I have. I've seen that Not Today Satan Has Bombed. I've seen that Tom Grades Rex is a 1 out of 10. I haven't seen the English refugee videos. I think the one after the sleeper bus one, it's about 50 minutes long. I think that's one of the best episodes I've ever recorded. And that where the sleeper bus drops me off in the middle of town, and then the taxi guys harass me. And then I get this bus to the airport, which drops me off at another part of the middle of town at 4 a.m. in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm just like, oh, great. This was meant to be an airport bus. Why is it stopped here? Makes no sense. And then I tell the woman on the bus, she's going to walk with her 2-year-old, 3-year-old child to the airport, which is a kilometer away. And I'm like, I'm getting a taxi. You can get in for free. And she's like, no, we'll walk. So bizarre. And then the taxi driver spazzes out. It's just a massive spaz fest, that video. Right, this is great CT7, but it's really bad for my posture because it means I have to put my neck forward, which is the exact opposite of what I am trying to do right now to correct my posture. Go on, Sophie. Nice. So Sophie is accepting that life is confusing her. That's a step forward. She's not trying to pretend to be some cosmic witch or something daft. What is the direction now? Well, stop searching for a direction and surrender and feel. The search for the direction is your problem, Sophie. You're still searching for an external solution and just making lots of noise in the process. You need to stop searching and stop and feel and be, which will be very challenging. So you start off doing it just for 10 seconds and be like, whoa, that's what I've been avoiding. Oh my God, let's go back into avoidance. That was way too much, which is what everyone does at first. But then just keep coming back to it. And next time you do 15 seconds, then 30 seconds. And you know, literally right at first, that just looks like not holding your phone for 30 seconds, not staring at a screen for 30 seconds. I'm not telling you to meditate. You're nowhere near that. I'm telling you to just not stare at your phone screen and seek the attention of others for 15 seconds and see how it feels. And then you'll start to realize why you're doing it, because it feels fucking horrendous. Now, obviously, the more you feel that, the less horrendous it feels. And eventually it will become, you know, love. But it's going to take a long time. And that's why you're avoiding it. Are you chewing my microphone? Why are cats so shit? Oh, no, it's not. It's rubbing its head. CT7, you're not shit. Beans, you are shit. CT7 is rubbing his head against my laptop. Oh, you're so loving. You're such a loving little pussy. I really like you, CT7. Oh, yes, I like you a lot. I hope Calico is like you. All right, so the latest on Calico. So we're on day 2 of Calico. Spent day 1 underneath the blanket on the sofa because I think it was so scared it didn't even dare go to the corner. Then it spent day 2 in the corner. And then evening of day 2, it came back under the blanket on the sofa. Beans attacked it. Didn't attack it. I stopped it, but Beans attempted to attack it. ate some food under a blanket. And then today I feel like there's a bit of a breakthrough. So today I've worked, so last night when I went to bed, I put it in this cupboard. Now this cupboard has got slats, so it's not like it can see into this room. I also pushed that cat toy. The screen's mirrored, if you're wondering. I'm not that tarded. Well, I am, but I pushed that toy against the cupboard so the cats couldn't open it, because that toy's quite heavy. As in, these two cats couldn't open it and kill Calico. Right, so this morning when I woke up, obviously the cats start squawking at me because they want pussy attention, feeding. They need the pussy juice. The pussy stimulus. So, all around my feet. Anyone who knows cats knows exactly, who has cats knows exactly what I'm talking about. And then she starts doing it from a cupboard. So, as much as the squawking is obviously quite annoying, I really like that, and I'm really happy to see her doing that, because it shows that she's starting to realize that I'm the provider of the pussy stimulation, and also it's coming out of its shell rather than just hiding and not wanting to be seen. It's like, I want food, I'm going to squawk. Even though my squawk's really, really light and small, I'm such a small little kitten, which should still really be with my mother. Meh, meh, meh. That's about all it can manage at the moment. So cute. We'll get Calico out in a bit. What the fuck is that noise? Oh my God, what's Calico doing? Oh, I don't want to just... What the fuck is Calico doing? Calico's making loads of noise. Well, unless it's for rats, but I assume the rats are dead now. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you being so silly? She's jumping all over the place. Hello. Don't you start hissing. CT7's hissing. All right, you fuck off, CT7. Here's Calico. Hello, Calico. It's okay. It's okay. I know. But you were making a lot of noise in the cupboard. So again, that's progress. Like, she was, yesterday she just stayed in the same corner of the cupboard, like, oh my God, end me now. Whereas now she's jumping around like a cat. The problem is the other two don't like her, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And she's tiny compared to the other two. You're not going to fall, are you? Okay. All is good. Great content made me laugh. Are you referring to any particular content? English refugee, I'm going to assume? No. Are you any closer to meeting Chip Shop Man? No. It's too hot. I'm not much closer to doing anything. It's too hot. It's too hot to do anything. The next thing I'm going to do is move house in 2 days. But that literally means moving down the corridor. So that's not a big deal. And then, you know, I've got a lot to do. I do a lot. So, you know, YouTube-wise. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours with Liam Michael. So that, to me, that's worth more than anything. Like, spending time with Liam Michael is the height of self-love and self-work and leaning in. I'll get way more out of that than Chip Shop Man. However, the process with Chip Shop Man would be powerful. It's not about Chip Shop Man. He can't offer me anything other than good content. You know, he can't hold himself. It's about the act of the humbling that would look like an apology. But it's the humbling I would go through that's the powerful bit. So yeah, I have no interest in Chip Shop Man other than getting him back on camera because he's an amazing content. Like, the plebs will love Chip Shop Man. Oh, fuck. Oh, well, who cares? You'll love Chip Shop Man. I mean, you already do. And I love him as in, like, yes, he's a character, but I want to talk to people like Liam Michael who have met themselves. I don't want to talk to people who are in the external, other than on a live stream where I make money, of course. And also there's people like Heart to Heart here, so I get it all. Shade Elix, I can't remember if you are that. I know I really, really like you, but are you the one that there was you, Riley, and another one, and one of you came out with insane esoterical wisdom. So you, all three of you were dead external, smashing the external, doing a very good job in the external. But then one of you showed that you were way more than that. And I think it was you. But I just want to confirm that before I honor you in that regard. Because it might be that you're actually very external, but very, very good in the external. But I think it was you that showed that you were like, oh no, it was Stormdog. It was Stormdog. I think it was Stormdog. Was it you, Stormdog? It was either Shagelix or Stormdog. Oh no, I'm pretty sure it was Stormdog. I think Stormdog is, this proves it. I don't know much about this. So my understanding is Sophia is what the I'm going to use the word God, that might not be right. That the Gnostics speak of, which basically is pumping out existence from her slit. Is that right? I don't know enough about it. But it's the feminine, I'm just going to say a feminine creation, a feminine creator. But it's very high up, like way above Jesus. She shat Jesus out from her pussy. Is that right, Stormdog? Is that what the scriptures say, that Jesus was shat out of Sophia's pussy? Oh, Stormdog, you're great. Yeah, it's Stormdog. It's Stormdog that's enlightened. Whereas Shagelix just licks all the external up and spits it out with great wisdom, but is still very external. Hasn't met themselves yet. I don't think, from what I've seen, obviously I'm just going on the evidence I have, which is literally comments on a live stream. So, you know, don't take anything I say too personally and to heart. But if you do take it to heart, then it means it's true. If you know it's not true, it won't bother you. Hello, Duke of Death. Heart is here. Oh, I sent. Have you been witch texting each other? Rachel now has Heart's number. Cat's finally getting on board with a food for cuddles program. Yeah, damn right, bitches. You should cuddle me, except for Beans. Beans has no idea what a cuddle is. You should cuddle me if I'm feeding you. Right, I can't honestly be that far behind in the chat. Is that a new one? Really? That was ages ago. Oh my God. Right, I'm just going to scoot down the chat a bit. It's hard though, because you know, I like the comments. Why did you delete the earlier Sheffield vids? They were awesome and wanted to revisit. Oh, I'll put them back up. Nothing's deleted. So when you hide your channel, all your videos go private. And to be honest, it's quite an admin task to unprivate them all. And I basically just assume no one's watching old videos, so what's the point? But to be honest, it's more just being laziness. I'll do it today. I'll put up all my old videos today. Thanks for the nudge. And it's good to know that you want to see what you like the city centre Sheffield vids. Is that what you're interested in? Yeah, I'll put them all back up, mate. I might not put all my ones where I just talk about ends, Beasts of the Land. I might not put those back up because I'm not in that energy anymore. And that's not me saying that all that isn't an issue, and they are still the Beasts of the Land and shouldn't be in the UK. But it just, well, it plays into their hands. It plays into the Agenda 2030's hands because they want us all irate and going to civil war. And that's not me saying that the answer is political and that we shouldn't. I can't say any more than that. Meh, finished. I not been laughing funny, but you are high of life right now. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm the most content I've ever been, and that shows up with a lot of joy and a lot of humor. So I guess you could call that high on life. I actually feel like I'm more balanced and calm than ever, and that results in, I think, what you're referring to as high on life. So I've lived my life very manically, so you could say very high on life. But I was struggling a lot, and I would say I'm no longer struggling. And I would say I'm less manic than I've ever been. Still, obviously, completely manic, but less manic than I've ever been, and calmer than I've ever been. So the language doesn't quite fit for me, but I understand what you're saying, and I think the answer is yes. If I understand what you're saying. What? Why are you're very attention-seeking. That's great. I think Calico is going to be a cuddler. Are you going to be a cuddler, Calico? I'm going to mold you into a cuddler right now by making it all you know. All you know is cuddles. Oh, cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. I love cats that cuddle, which is why I don't like Beans. Beans is a bitch. CT7, can you get off my laptop, please? CT7 is currently sat in the middle of my laptop keyboard, not the expensive good one. The spaz top, if you will. Yeah, because you're completely in the external shade, Julik, so you think Richard IV is great. I'm not slagging him off. But he is missing the deeper points, but it's all a psyop and politics doesn't exist. But obviously you're missing those too. So you think he's great. He speaks totally on your level. And I'm not criticizing either of you. I think both of you are great. Like in the spectrum of humanity, you're way up here. No, don't drink my coffee. You didn't even like it. And now there's parasites in my coffee. You're quite annoying, actually. I decided this last night, that you are actually quite an annoying cat. But I'm putting it down to the fact that you're just very scared. And it will just turn into love soon. But yeah, very... Well, she's just stressed, isn't she? There's no point judging her while she's totally stressed. I've not deleted any of your comments, Sophie. You're just confusing me and stupid. Caucasians don't even hit 1,800,000. I think the world is envious of our success. Yeah, they're so jealous of us, aren't they? They're so jealous of us to the point where they're trying to tell us that they built our countries. And I mean, have you seen these conspiracy theories that around like that black people are like of the best, basically, and that we stole everything from them and they made everything, and like, but they've literally not. They're both on my other laptop now. Why do ants and cats like laptops so much? I don't understand why ants love being on technology. Like my phone and my laptop, they're always on those things. I don't understand. And now the cats are sitting on the laptop. I mean, my God, like, why would you choose a laptop? I thought you were beings of vibration. Oh my God, you're actually lying on the laptop now. Wow. Of all the fucking things, there's a sofa there. Ooh, I spent $14 on a... Calico's just gone up to the other two cats. Oh, that was cool. So CT7, Bean starts hissing at Calico. So CT7 pops Beans in the head. Amazing. But I think CT7 didn't realize Calico was behind it and thought that Beans was hissing at CT7. So Calico just tried to make friends with him and then has now chipped behind the sofa because it got hissed at. Oh, it's so much fun. Yeah. Certain cultures are better than others. There's no doubt in that. Of course, I can't say certain people are better than others because we're all the same and diversity is our strength, of course. But yes. It's an interesting one, though, because we didn't actually create our civilization either. We found it, Tartaria. So, you know, we say we created all this stuff. Like, look at all these churches, these cathedrals that we built. Well, we didn't. But we are still the best. Even though everyone's the same and no one's better than anyone else. Except for Sophie. We're all better than Sophie. But Strawman doesn't think so. Strawman thinks that Sophie is the best thing since sliced bread because Sophie is the only one stupid enough to give Strawman the amount of attention that Strawman requires. Strawman, I would really like... I watched the live back and I would really like to know how my reflection to you landed because that was life-changing stuff if you were able to hear that. What is the best belief system? So best is dualistic. Best makes other things not best. So that's duality. So I'm not going to be speaking from that place, because then you're lost. The devil is, the devil's got you if you're living in duality. Not that I believe in the devil, because that's of duality too, but I'm trying to speak in language that will mean something to you. So best, I'm not going to be able to do that. Belief system, I don't have any belief systems. I've let go of all belief systems. You must let go of all belief systems if you want to know anything. So we're going to struggle with answering this, but I'll do my best. What is the best belief system to have, in your opinion, as a native European? What is the belief system we Europeans should have? So there's no shoulds, there's only inquiries. There's no answers, there's no definites. You are consciousness expanding. You are a shard of consciousness as consciousness expands. So there's no shoulds, there's no rules, there's no knowings, there's no definites. It's expanding all the time and morphing all the time. The truth is fluid. So that's the best belief system, is to let go of all your belief systems and stop trying to know. And then you might actually start to connect and therefore know. So belief is hope. Belief is the ego. Belief is the mind. The belief comes from here. If you want any sort of wisdom, it must come from here. Or maybe, no. Go a bit higher up. It starts at the solar plexus, or the I suppose. Or that's the who cares? So yeah, the issue is you're searching for belief systems. You're searching for knowing. You're searching for knowing externally. You're still searching for a savior, which is this. So this is totally understandable. This isn't about you. This is a collective consciousness thing. And this is a stage that everyone has to go through, but I went through. I became Christian. I was searching for a savior so hard. I followed QAnon for 4 years. Then I became Christian. Like, I was proper searching for a savior. So I'm only speaking into this because I know it well, because I did it too. So there's no judgment. It's a really great question, because it really allows me to speak into something that's really repressing a lot of people. And there'll be someone in this chat that these words hit. It might not be you, but someone in the chat, these words will hit and it will change their life, or they'll change their life on the back of the realization they have had from these words. So yeah, you've got to take a breath, mate. You've got to come out of here, because from here you're never going to get anywhere. So you've got to do the work. You've got to let the ego crack. Well, it's not let it is let, really, but to start to get a concept of this, you've got to be humble to the point where your ego will crack a little bit, and then you'll actually feel something for the first time, and you'll start the embodiment journey, which is where all the wisdom actually is, all the connection actually is, where God is, where you are. You're not here. This is noise. Let me know if any of that landed. Can you imagine reading that and wanting to respond to it? And of course, Strawman will respond to it, because Strawman didn't take any of the advice that I said yesterday. Yeah, not interested. They just want to stay in external noise. I bet she didn't hear anything that I said yesterday. We're not talking about before. That's just pointless. Oh, this looks good. Plebis Goy. Oh, fucking hell. This needs a photo. Not that I ever look at the photos that I take, but I tell myself I will at the time of taking them. Oh my God, that's a YouTube title right there. That is so good. Plebis. What about Plebis Goyus? Plebis Goy Retardus. I think it would be better if it was Plebis Goyus Retardus. Wow, Storm Dog. You the woman? I'm pretty sure you're a woman. Wow, Storm Dog needs a sticker for that. My God, that was so good. I don't really have the right sticker over. They're too honouring. I want something that's more just like, yeah. Okay, we need to get some new stickers today. I have to make that happen. Dino thinks the balls to the wall approach is worth voting for, no matter how fake it may end up being. He will complain about it being fake later in an episode of Dino Bain in 2030. So I think you're basically agreeing with me. I don't quite know what you're saying. But you're basically saying that Dino thinks voting is worthwhile, which of course is very unconscious. So Dino Bain is a perfect example of somebody who's here. Very intelligent. He's mastered here. He's very good at here. I like him a lot. I'd go for a beer with him. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Dino Bain. I'd like to spend time with Dino Bain. I don't think I'd want to spend any more time with him after I'd spent some time with him, because I would realize this man's not ready to crack. This man's not ready to meet himself. So therefore, there's no point in me spending any time with him. But I'd be open to it. You know, like I rate him as a human being massively. But he is unconscious. Wow, Strawman's fed up with Dino. Can't be asked with Dino anymore. I can only tolerate. Yeah, okay. So Strawman, I just don't get why you seek validation and attention from others so much that you respond to Sophie. Yet you can say stuff like this. So you're clearly not a complete spack. Yet you value Sophie going, "Hey, how was your day?" I mean, are you intelligent enough to realize that's the lowest form of communication, the lowest, she's not actually interested in your day. Like, it's just validation and attention seeking. The words are irrelevant. Like, are you able to acknowledge that? Or do you think there's something in it? Or do you just want to lick her? I can't quite work you out, Strawman, because you're clearly like fairly on it. You're not like totally spacking out over life like Sophie is. Yet you take some value in the inane. Is that the right word? Inane? In the mundane nothingness of Sophie's attention seeking. Can't be asked with Dino anymore. I can only tolerate Simon Tomlin, Daily Agenda, love him. He's been doing this for years. At least he sticks by what he has always believed in, nationalism. Yeah, I've no problem with people changing. People, like, changing is good, like, but you've not done any self-work, so you're not going to understand that. But yeah, changing is great. There's nothing wrong with changing. However, I agree that Simon Tomlin has got a track record and a history, but also he's unconscious because he's not changed. So there's an issue there, actually. But from your perspective, I can see why you think that's good. He's too aggressive. I've watched his last two, I think, and they're too, from my perspective. Well, yeah, he's just unconscious. He's not. He's all about people and things, but he's way too aggressive and he's way too come and say it to my face and all that. But I also quite appreciate it. But it's too much. Like, I think some of that is great, and he's clearly a hard man. I'm not saying, he is what he is, and he should honor that and be that. But it's over the top through his fear, through his trauma. He's obviously suffered a lot at the hands of civnats and police. And you can see that in his aggression towards them, which is understandable, but it's also because he hasn't done the work. Everyone's asleep. What are you talking about? Everyone has work to do. Everyone has theirs to uncover. That is only a person who is completely asleep would say that. So for people listening, you can't wake people up if they're not asleep. What a stupid thing to say. Only an asleep person could possibly even say such a stupid thing. Right, the donations aren't going very well, guys. 6. And I don't even know what 5 of them are. Oh, no. Sorry. Hampson did a proper one. None of his jewel nonsense. I'm only joking. It's fine because I still get money. But 10 jewels. So I only know that I've had $25. I have no idea what this other stuff is. I imagine it's not much because that's probably why they're doing it. I'm only joking. It's all welcome, and I'm very grateful for it all, even if it is only £2. So $25. I'm pretty much going to end the stream, I think. We'll end on 2 hours if no one else donates a decent amount of money. Yeah, here you go. A gem is like 0.1 pence. So they're throwing in 10. They're throwing in like a penny to a chat. So I've got $25. I'm going to end the stream in 5 minutes. I'm pissed off. The stream is ending in 5 minutes unless I get a donation. So I'm just going to go to the bottom of the chat. I'm really pissed off, actually. All right, I'm at the bottom of the chart. Look at these pathetic cunts. As if I'm on Yabba. So I think Yabba is, I'm not even sure what it is. It's a mix of meth and something else, maybe. Look how hard they have to project so they don't have to, they have to do this so they don't do this. You know, if this person did this, oh my God, there'd be so much work to do. So instead he has to make up the most ridiculous stories, like I'm on meth. Also, they have no sense of authenticity. So when he sees someone being authentic, because he's so inauthentic, he has to project stuff like that onto me because he can't even comprehend the fact that there might be somebody who's authentic and real. Because obviously he's never experienced it in his life. And he's so far from that if he acknowledges it in another, then the finger has to start turning, and that's the last thing. He needs the finger to stay out here because otherwise he's going to be like, oh my God, I'm fucked. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. An hour and 45-minute stream. That is crap. But I'm not doing it for no money. Because I've realized how much it exhausts me. Like, there's no way I'm doing it if I'm not getting paid. Because it affects the rest of my day. It means I don't get any videos edited. It means I start smoking early on. So yeah, I'm only doing it if I get paid. So you've got 3 minutes to keep the live stream going, people. Yes, civil war is possible. I would say inevitable, but it will be the invaders armed and used against the indigenous. The indigenous are. It'll be the invaders used against the indigenous. The invaders. We're not. We've got to think about YouTube, mate. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's loads of weapons in their buildings. We've even seen a video of the police telling them to put the weapons back in their buildings. There's loads of evidence from hotel owners of military trucks turning up and delivering boxes full of weapons to the hotels. And then there's the fact that we're actively recruiting them into our army and police force. Oh, we're carrying on. That's great news. I want to carry on. Kerry, awesome. Kerry has just taken us to 2 hours. If you want more than 2 hours, get some more money in. Kerry is our Scottish pixie. How's the pixie pad today, Kerry? Did it get a nice pixie wand makeover? Was there any more with this? I think I covered it. All right, I'll go back up the chat now. Not too much, Will. Do you think there is any real solution to the immigration issues we have in the UK? Do you think enough people are waking up as to what it is really going on? So me and Lee did a great video on this. Last time I looked at it, it got 11,000 views. It could be on 15 now. On Not Today Satan, it's 2 videos ago. So if you really want the answers, you'll listen to that, but you probably won't be able to hear what he's saying unless you've met yourself quite deeply. Right, so you're still seeing it as separate countries. You're lost in the detail, and the devil's in the details. So you've been got, which is totally understandable, and we'll go through this stage. So it's not an England issue. You know, where's this really coming from? Well, we could say the Them Every Time Club in a certain country in the Middle East. It actually goes, way beyond them, and it's not even really them, but let's just go with that. So that's what needs taken out. The symptom is the bioweapons. The root is, let's just say, the Them Every Time Club. So that's what needs sorting out, the root. So it's not really even about English people waking up. I mean, obviously that will help. But... this stuff goes so deep. And then that's without all the esoterical, spiritual self-work stuff. So, really what's happening here is the darkness is being shown strongly so the light can grow. So actually, everything you see as negative is actually a blessing in terms of consciousness because it's encouraging the light of consciousness to grow. The light cannot be seen without the dark. So I would suggest that humanity has got to a stage of such darkness, such ineptitude, such repression, such numbness, such lack of authenticity, that it needs something very dark to get it to look at itself and move to the light. And that's what the bioweapons are. So they're actually a blessing. Can you hold that? Or is that just going to trigger you? Because I also understand from your perspective, and on another level, they're not a blessing at all, and they're an absolute menace and the worst thing ever. Like, I totally see all that too. So really, the premise of your question is coming from such an unaware place in terms of what's really playing out here that it can't really be answered. However, I'll try and answer it from your perspective. Do you think there is any resolution? Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not ridiculing you. It's not a ridiculous. It's not, your thoughts are not ridiculous, and where you're at is not ridiculous. Where you're at is totally inevitable, totally part of a journey. Exactly where I was at for at least 10 years. But for me to answer it is ridiculous, because then I'm getting into the detail, and that's where the devil is. So I've answered it in the only way I can, really. It's never going to be sorted as an England issue, because this is a worldwide issue. It's a new world order issue. Oh, Heart of Heart likes what I'm saying. She obviously agrees. So great. I can shut up about money for a little bit. Thank you, Heart of Hearts, for making it so worthwhile for me financially, which, you know, it has to be. It just has to be. Like, I can't sacrifice my energy for no financial return. I just can't. If no one donated, I'd do one live stream a week, because I really enjoy it, and I think it's really serving humanity and myself. I learn loads. You know, these are great shadow work sessions for me. When I watch from back, I'm just like, whoa, that edge needs smoothing out. So yeah, thank you for seeing me and supporting the live stream, Heart of Hearts. I really appreciate it. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is way too slow, man. I need to get way faster at this. And oh, and the pixie's already on the screen. How perfect. And then we've got another fabulous one. I think you're new. Oh my God. Finola. Right, I'm just going to stop at Finola, if that's all right. Finola, greetings from Ireland. You're writing what you say. Long-time listener. Oh, it's great to get to know a long-time listener, Finola. Cool. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for super chatting. Thanks for supporting. I would like to get to know you more if you're up for that. And you can have a Hearts and Pixie too. I'm not going to read it out because it makes no sense, but it does make me smile. And it's quite relatable, even though it makes no sense. Yeah, Tony, not enough of waking up and being prepared to act because politics won't fix it. So whilst everything I just said is true about, you know, the root, and, you know, you're not going to solve it from England, and it's not even an external problem anyway, it's an internal problem. That's all way more true than this. But also, this is true. Not enough waking up and being prepared, because if everyone did, I can't say it. If everyone did oppose this en masse, it would be over tomorrow. But that's not going to happen, because to do that, they need to go inside. So what I said still applies. And also, it won't be everyone en masse, and it won't be organized. So it will happen. There's going to be pockets that kick off for sure. But they'll just get picked off. Oh, wow. It's all coming in now, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Honestly, it makes so much difference to whether I can do this or not, and my enthusiasm for it. And well, I was going to end it. I was going to end it 4 minutes ago. Thank you for the 10, the Duke of Death. That is amazing, mate. Thank you so much. Let's get the feminine stuff off the screen. Oh my God, I can't believe I've only got 2-man ones and I just have to use the same ones all the time. So crap. I need to sort this today. See, this is the sort of thing that if I'm live streaming, there's no way I'll do this today, because it's just going to zap all my energy. But I'm going to really try, because I'm so bored of using that same one every time a guy donates. Tom, you spoke about how European countries intend on preparing for World War III the other day. But what if we beat them at their own game by becoming conscientious objectors? They can't arrest or harm everyone. It's a bit too detailed, really, in terms of, I just don't think it matters. So I think what you're saying is that the European globalists that decide everything for all of Europe, and obviously they're not deciding it for Europe, they are implementing the best ways to destroy Europe, are preparing for a World War III. Yes, that's definitely true. They're trying to tell us that we have beef with Russia. And it does seem that on their timeline, if their timeline plays out, which I don't think it will, but if their timeline was to play out, it does seem like we'll be at war with Russia in probably the next 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't think that's going to play out. Or I don't think that time, I don't think they're going to win. I'll just say that. But what if we beat them at their own game by becoming conscientious objectors? Well, that's basically by doing the inner work. You know, you're speaking about it from a third dimensional level, and but you know, essentially it's the same thing as what I'm saying. So yes, being a conscientious objector would be part of what would happen if everyone did the work. A lot more would happen than that. You know, people would transform themselves and would no longer even need to react to what they're doing, because it would be irrelevant. Once you merge with consciousness and oneness, all of this is irrelevant, and you see the other timeline, but we're actually on New Earth, beauty. So you wouldn't even worry about them, and you wouldn't even need to conscientiously object. However, I like, from your perspective, I appreciate what you're saying and agree with what you're saying. But really, that's a great way of dealing with it. Now, it doesn't seem to be working out for Ukrainians very well from the videos, but again, it's all a psyop, so who knows? But you know, it seems that men are getting dragged off in vans and taken to the meat grinder in Ukraine. So it sounds like you're assuming that there's some sort of law that protects conscientious objectors. There may well be, I'm not sure. However, I'm almost certain that if everyone conscientiously objected on their timeline, they would do something like the Ukrainians are doing, abducting people. So really, again, this is an external solution to an external problem, and the solution is internal. However, from the external, I think it's quite a good solution. Good question. Thank you. And thanks for the donation, man. Oh, God. Sorry, I just hit my elbow. But I didn't react straight away. That's really interesting, actually. So this is self-observation. I hit my elbow on the table. I felt quite a bit of pain, but I managed to not react. And then the drama queen in me came online, but wants attention from you, and then reacted. Or maybe the pain got a bit stronger. But, you know, essentially that was just dramatic and didn't need to happen. And it's how Sophie lives her whole life. So I just did a Sophie. I just did this. Yeah, I just did a Sophie. Drama, attention, attention. Oh my God, I've just done it again. Right, I need to move my laptop. It's obviously in a bad position. Because when you hit the funny bone, the last thing it is funny. Very not funny. Oh my God, this time thing's driving me crazy. I'll speak to Daddy about it. It's something to do with this new laptop. So what the fuck? Yeah, so it doesn't ask you when you say, right, yeah. So when you schedule it, it doesn't ask you for a time zone. So obviously it's going to assume you mean where you are. So right, I don't need to ask Daddy. I can work this out myself. So I need to start scheduling it. But then it won't let me schedule in the past. So I can't possibly schedule it for... This makes no sense. Surely if I schedule it for Cambodian time, it should tell you the English time. And if I was to schedule it for, if it's 4 a.m. for me and I was to schedule it for 10 p.m. for you, it's not going to let me do that because it's going to say it's in the past. Ridonkulous. Ridiculous. Yeah, this is definitely the issue, time zones. But I can't fucking work out why it's making it an issue. And that's not going to help anything, mate. We don't need to know about New Zealand's time zones. Like, it's hard enough just working with England's and Cambodia's. You don't need to chuck your crazy upside down world on the spinning ball. You know, you're all upside down and spinning around, so your opinion just doesn't matter because you're too busy spinning around upside down. So ridiculous. No, you're not allowed to do that on furniture. Look, you've got a scratching post. I've spent $44 on your scratching post. Actually, I think it was $43. Does anyone want to pay for the cat scratching post and put $43 in the chat? Look how much Beans likes it. I love how much they love it. I love how much they love it. I've never bought one from. I've always been too. Don't you ruin the Jester hat. That's my favorite bit. I've always been too tight to buy. I've only had cats once before, and I was too tight to buy them anything like this, which I really regret now. Now I know how much they absolutely love it. I thought it might just be a gimmick for stupid humans to spend $44 of their precious pussy feeding tokens. But no, it's not. They love it. They absolutely love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. Oh, thank you, Amber. That's really nice. You could show more appreciation with a super chat if you like. The upcoming live definitely said, oh, Lava needed biscuits and didn't manage to finish the sentence. Oops, the 25th. Well, that means nothing to me. Is that a date? Do you still do dates? 25th, so that's now. How does that? Oh man, my head's gone. I can't do it. I can't work out what that means. So that means it was saying oh, I don't care. I'm done. I'm just gonna have to stop scheduling and just go live. I might just start going live and playing a song at the start. And then that's the same as scheduling it basically. Like people get the notification and they get a bit of time to come in before I start yammering away. So that's a very defeatist solution. Like my solution is to not find the solution because I've already accepted that I can't do it. Well, Alba's in a reaction. So Alba was made moderator. She was moderator for one live. In that live, she had a major reaction. She started trying to, she got into competition with me, which obviously was a big mistake because she's a pleb. I didn't rip her apart, but she started saying things like, you can't tell about people from the comments, like really, really, really plebby stuff, because she doesn't want to acknowledge my wisdom, because then she'd have to acknowledge how unwise she is. And then I very nicely in the next live explained why she's no longer a moderator, because she went into control freak mode and she was so egoic, she tried to control the chat. So she's having a strong reaction to that now. So she's probably still watching, but she can't comment because she feels so humiliated. But rather than accepting the humiliation and the truth of my words and the truth of her actions, more importantly, she's making me the bad guy. So she'll be watching like, oh, this dick, I can't comment because she knows that if she comments, she's going to have to deal with it. Because I'm going to say, oh, hey, Albus, how do you feel about your retard fest? And then she's going to have to deal with it. And obviously she can't do that. So she's either just completely stopped watching her channel or she doesn't comment anymore. I don't think you'll ever see her again. She's not doing the work. So yeah, I don't think you'll ever see her again. No great loss, I would say. Fuentes and Dan Blizzarian were arguing on Twitter a couple of days ago back over whose dad was more Jewish. That's so funny. They're all puppets. I mean, Blizzarian is really impressive. Well, they're both really impressive. But Fuentes is definitely a puppet. So I'm pretty sure Blizzarian will be too. I haven't watched enough of Blizzarian to know. Obviously, everything I've ever seen him say, I'm like, yeah, great. Really glad someone's saying this. Fantastic. But he'll be part of the club as well. Because I think the whole Jay thing is, you know, they just want you in stories. You know, this is why they create all these that Andrew Tate we talked about earlier. They create it so that you just get lost in it and you ask me about it and you talk about it and you watch YouTube videos about it because it's nothing. It's just a story they've made up. So they just don't want you all to unite. They want you all divided. So I think even the J thing is a psyop. As in, yes, there are a group of Khazarians that are doing a lot of bad things, and they dress up as Jays and hide behind the Jays. And yes, the scriptures of the Jays are a bit concerning, and yes, they don't. On the whole, of course, there's some very good ones, but they don't seem to be very nice people. And yes, they are genetically a bit demonic, and you know, just ugly and do curly, crazy things. But for the purposes of this platform, I love Jewish people, and I think everyone's the same, and everyone's wonderful. So there is all these, and there is the whole tunnel thing, and there's a lot of PDF fileness going on. It seems with certain cultures, maybe one that we've just spoke about quite recently, but maybe not as well. Like it's just everyone and we're all the same. And sorry guys, I hope you know why I have to do this. So I think even that's all a psyop. It's fun. You know, it doesn't mean you can't listen to these people, but try and hold it all lightly. Try not to take any of it seriously because none of it's real. So basically, they don't want everyone to come together because if everyone comes together, it's over for them. So they just want you lost in stories, and it doesn't really matter what those stories are. So you'll think, what's he talking about? Blazarian is a puppet. Blazarian's telling me the truth. Well, it's the truth they want you to think, so that you all stay divided. So that what happened with me and Chipshot Man? Me and Chipshot Man should be leading the fucking way and on the front lines fighting. Not physically, of course. Never be violent. Just let them enslave you. We should be on the front lines, but instead we don't like each other because of this psyop. Because we fell out over this. So now we're divided. So it works perfectly. Can you see? Rachel's in the house. Rachel's in the house. Rachel, you wonderful spell casting angel. You'd probably prefer a witch, wouldn't you? Friday and Saturday night lives, best for us plebs. Oh, I love this woman. Who gets up for work early Monday to Friday, Tom? Yeah, absolutely. Sophie's never donated, of course not. I knew it took me a while just being nosy. No, Sophie's miles behind, mate. Miles behind. Lives in complete repression. Well, there's 12 of you now that are not living in repression and are really honouring me. Thank you. There's another one. We'll get to you. I'm going to put the kettle while I speak into this. Yeah, totally. So it's very rare that I create a live before 9 p.m. and so England time 9 p.m. So even if I get like my best case scenario a 9 p.m. start, well, the average live is 4 hours, isn't it? So that's you up till 1 a.m. And then of course you're so full of jizz and excitement because I'm such an incredible, interesting, humorous character that you can't get to sleep afterwards because you need to frig off over me and all that sort of thing. So yeah, big problem. But also, I'm not getting up at 2 a.m. 3 a.m. is quite enough. And actually, it's getting to the point where it's more like starting at 10, 11 a.m. for you guys, p.m. for you guys, because I'm valuing my body and my sleep more. So, yeah, of course, but it's unless I move to Europe, there's not much we can do about it. This is how it's going to be. Right, Sophie donating, that's much more interesting. No, of course not. So Sophie lives in complete fear and repression and scarcity. She'll never be able to donate. In her current vibration, she'll never, ever be able to donate. And I don't think her vibration is ever really going to change. Now, that's not true because shit's shifting. And even people like Sophie are going to start shifting. But, she's going to be one of the last ones. All right, we got some more love. Who's this one? I think you're new. Horse racing advisor. Ooh, does that mean you have tips and information that can lead to overall money making if one gambles with knowledge? Buy a curry, even though I can't, for me. Incitement 350 GB? Enticement? Is that a word? Am I being stupid, or did you misspell something? Even though I can't, for me, incitement 350 GDP. I don't get it. But I will definitely buy a curry. I love curry. And, you know, I'd rather, I wish I was, no, I don't wish I was more racist. I appreciate why there'll be people in this chat going, oh my God, I can't believe you eat shit hand food. But yeah, it's great. I love Indian curry. Like, I think the one thing Indians can do is cook good food. And of course, there's some that are very good and very intellectual, and everyone's the same, and this is our strength. But you know, the thing that Indians do best, and you could argue, you know, the only thing they do well, other than dying in puddles of water and watching their friends die in puddles of water and not knowing what to do, or jumping in front of trains, they do food really, really well. They don't do metal poles and electric cables very well, but they do food very, very well. So now, obviously, you know, you don't want to be eating street food that somebody's made with their foot. I don't think there's anything funnier than Indians, and also really gross. But you know, credit where credit's due, they're very funny. But I think it's more of a laughing at them with. I mean, my God, like, they are just like the nation of NPC, right? I mean, really, that's Asia. But what I mean by that, like, so Asia are more robotic and subdued NPCs, but also lovely and amazing and fantastic. Whereas India's are like much more stupid. Like Asians are functional NPCs. Indians aren't even functional NPCs, but they are total NPCs. Somebody did a really good breakdown of like how they're the reason that they're getting flooded all around the world is one, because there's so many of them, but they're like the perfect what the globalists want. Because they're stupid enough to not see what's going on, but they're egoic enough to want to satisfy the system. They explained it so well, but basically, you know, like Indians actually do a really good job of like creating corner shops and creating things, and much less likely to just sponge off the tax system than their neighbors in Stani's land. You know, they're quite industrious. They're quite industrious NPCs. So they're exactly what the globalists want, because they're worker bees and they're stupid. Like, they're perfect. Indians. Just such a funny concept. Oh, you've already done that. You don't need to get up. Why are you getting fidgety? Why are you getting fidgety? Ooh. Very clever take on Tate, Tom. It's possible. Well, I think it's more than possible. I think it's what it is. But thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Any media cannot be taken too seriously, too much BS. Yeah, but you realize that includes X. Yeah, you realize that includes all your truth media. You know that Elon Musk is the one that's been designated with bringing in the social credit score system. Yeah, you know that's what X is going to become. You know, Elon Musk is massively part of the club. Yeah, so don't think you're just talking about the BBC and ITV when you say that. Realize that you're talking about all of it. Good. I like to think of people being amused. I would prefer it if you were self-reflecting and doing the work, but amusement is also very good. Well, the whole thing's gay. Like, I mean, if you're even paying any attention to that, then they've got you. And by the whole thing, I mean like Rupert Lowe trying to be prime minister, all of it. Anything political is gay. But you're going for the gayest of the gayest there, like this whole bin man stupid thing. Like, I mean, are you really letting that take your attention? Oh dear. I'd like to go to the Caucasus Mountains in Turkey, where the remains of the Ark were found, petrified in wood. Yeah, that's because you like stories. So you've probably got a silly Christianity story. So you want to get some evidence to back that story up. However, you know, if you're not in that story, which I imagine you are because you're very low consciousness, you know, it would be a powerful place to visit. But, you know, don't do it to reinforce silly stories. Talking about the eloquence of the Queen's English, and then we got to listen to blooming Kemi Badenoch. I don't think she's too bad. I mean, obviously, she shouldn't be in England. She's a beast of the land. But actually, she is an example that some of the beasts of the land do have a little bit of intellect. I think she speaks quite well. Obviously, I'm not interested. I don't listen to anything she says, and I barely, you know, I probably heard 2 speeches because to me, she's just a puppet beast of the land. You know, just everything that I'm not interested in. Totally meaningless. But actually, as a puppet goes, I think she speaks quite well, and she does quite a good job. Yes, yes. Well done, Strawman. Strawman showing that they're not a complete tard. Politics is fake and gay. However, you still obsess over it and spend all your time thinking and talking about it. Or am I getting you confused with Shagelix? All I know is you speak to Sophie, so I can't really respect you. You'll notice the Tories and Restore do not want... Oh, my God. Talking about it as if it's real. Yes, then there's this. Tate is female. There's quite a bit of evidence of that. But however, he was a kickboxing champion. Females can't be kickboxing champions. A female couldn't compete with males and be a kickboxing champion. So that, for me, blows it out of the water. However, I'm open to it being such a show and such a psyop that that the fights were all fixed. But I'm pretty sure from the very brief clips I've seen of Tate fighting, he fights, and he can fight. So I don't think he can be a woman in that case. But I have also seen pictures of his crocs that look like a vagina. His crotch that looks like a vagina. Oh my God, Farage is too scared. Farage isn't real. Farage makes no decisions. Stop pretending that these people are autonomous. My God, come on, Shagelix, you're better than this. You should be better than this. No, it's not the Olsen twins. The Olsen twins are females. Oh God, this is why I need to learn how to screen share. They're like Dutch or something like that. They look a bit like, oh God, I don't know any celebrities' names. Knight Rider, was it? The guy with the car, German guy, Hasselhoff maybe, something like that. They look a bit like him, and they're that sort of era. I think this is them, maybe. Stacey and Darcy, that rings a bell. I think that's who I was talking about. Maybe. Oh, yes. Alex Coots is in the house. I think this is the first time we've had you in a live, Alex. Fantastic. Alex Coots is a massive supporter of mine, and he's really conscious as well. He's great. I'd like to spend some time with Alex. So Alex is one of the very few people that I would be open to meeting in person. He's great. Like, he's really aware. I feel like we're on a very similar level. He might be on a slightly higher level, or considerably higher level. But he's definitely, I feel like we're at a similar point on the path. He's met himself deeply. Well done. I'm not going to read it out because YouTube doesn't like it. Well, yeah, probably. Of the Olsen's clones. Like, for me, there's just no point getting into this level of detail anymore because they're all, I don't, you know, so we can debate, are they clones? Are they shapeshifters? Are they demonically possessed? But does it matter? Like, why are we spending our time debating about these details that, you know, we know, but it's all effed, and to not give it any attention? That's the key. The key is whether you're giving it attention or not. And if you're asking these questions, which is great for the chat, and I'm not knocking, and it works very well, but in terms of your life, if you're asking these questions, of course, everyone needs to go through this stage. Of course, this is a crucial part of the stage to ask these questions. But, you know, you don't want to spend the rest of your life asking these questions. You want to come inside and do the work and connect with oneness. So for me, there's not much point discussing whether they're clones, whether they're shapeshifters, whether they're demonically possessed, whether they're paid shills. I just think you're best not giving it your attention. Yes, there are lots of weird looking people, aren't there, Sophie? Only joking, Sophie, you're very beautiful. Thank you. This is why it would be good to be up to date with the chat, so I knew what you were speaking about, but yeah, I know I'm spot on. No, I'm not. There's still many more layers to be uncovered for me, and much more understanding of how this realm works. And actually, everything I'm saying in this live stream isn't true, but it's as true as I know it. But if like I just spent 3 hours chatting to Lee and Michael and being like, oh, I was wrong about that. 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 So actually, no, nothing I say is spot on. It's all depressed and nonsense. But, you know, wow, the shine is really bad, isn't it? But humanity is very repressed and full of nonsense. So, oh, stop shitting in my plant pots. So relative to the rest of humanity, I'm pretty spot on. But that's not saying much. That's like saying relative to, you know, a piece of shit, I smell good. And I don't smell good. I don't use deodorant. I don't use any. Oh, yeah, there you are. Hello. Hello, little Heidi one. But compared to a piece of shit, I smell pretty good. Oh, better. And then we don't have to twist the TV, and we can keep the cat toy in the background, because I think that's really cool, especially when there's cats scratching it and catting around. Whew. All right. So I'm going to grab my coffee, grab a smoothie out of the fridge. Let's get something to speak into. That's how I feel when I try to give up my addictions. Tom, maybe. I think the benefits spoken about are a psyop to make us drift away from God. I don't think you're ready to. I don't think you're anywhere near being able to make any conclusions. Okay, sorry, that's a bit harsh. You're not saying what God is. I think what you're trying to say. I mean, I assume when you say addictions, you're going to mean substances. Because obviously everything is an addiction. This is an addiction. Working is an addiction. Commenting is an addiction. Watching a screen is an addiction. Coping mechanisms is a much better word. So I'm assuming you're talking about substances. I don't think the benefits spoken about are a psyop. I think the benefits spoken about are a psyop. No, this is you just wanting to remain addicted. That's clearly a disempowering story. Like, there's no doubt that the best version of you is a sober version. However, the path between where you are now and the best version of you is going to involve a lot of substances. Maybe definitely ones like ayahuasca and iboga and peyote, but also, you know, green herbs and, you know, and maybe even, you know, some E of the ecstasy. And maybe some smack. Why not? I would say the crack, and of course YouTube, I'm talking about just Irish people having fun, was not the substance itself, but the situations the situations that came up in my life whilst partaking in that, i.e. the people that I ended up having to be around to partake in that, was definitely part of my journey. It was definitely quite awakening. Right, what do you do about cats shitting in your plant pots? How do you stop cats shitting in your plant pots? Because I want to get lots of plants. Now, When I move into the next flat, I might not need so many. Like, I was going to literally get 20 plants for this flat. But now I'm moving into a flat where there's just trees all around it, like right next to you. So I might not feel a need to. But I am going to get some more plants. I don't want my cats using my plant pots as a litter tray. So how do I stop that, cat people? Thank you so much to Anu of Is. I hope I haven't, I hope I've done your name some sort of justice. Just going to do a nice gender neutral one. Some might say that that's feminine, but it's actually gender neutral. Thank you so much, Anu of Is. Oh, this one I think has asked some good questions. Do you think there is any real solution? Oh, right. Well, how have I done that? I thought, oh, that's the guy that asked that other good question. Tony. Totally, I think. But can the system be overcome? Yes. Is there any hope we can? No. Puts in Rupert, no. As he says, all the right things, well, most of the time, yeah, I mean, he said enough to show that he's part of the club. But also, if you just understand history, you'll know that there's no way democracy exists. So if you understand what happened in the 1800s, the Great Reset, the Mud Flood, Tartarian history, then you'll laugh at the possibility that you ever thought democracy exists. So no, there's no political solution. You can't trust anyone that is put forward as a potential political solution, even if it looks like the state hates them. I mean, just look at Donald Trump. Look how much the state hated Donald Trump, supposedly. The show was that the state hates him, even to the point where they're trying to put him in jail and all this. And now he's so clearly one of them. So yes, they do a very good job of making it look like the state don't like them. Tommy Robinson, another great example. But really, they're working for the state, and they make it look like, all this, like Tommy lost his houses. That'll be a lie. Tommy went to jail. Not true. Because they want you to believe that the state don't like them, but really they work for the state. Right, back to the first part. Can the system be overcome? Yes, of course. You can leave the system. You can go internal, do the work, become empowered, and leave the system. Now, of course, there's still elements. So I still have a bank account. I work for Google. I'm not a great example, but Lee's a very good example. Michael's an interesting example. More about him to come. In videos with him, I mean. But basically, mate, when you do a serious amount of self-work, I'm not even talking about me now, I'm talking more about Lee and Michael, like, they have no fears about the future. Like, it's not even convinced, like, they know that we're moving into a beautiful future. And when they speak about it, it's very clear why they know. I can't relate that because it's not my knowledge to give yet. It's not my experience to pass on yet. But it will be in a week or two, I think. Because I'm currently in the process of evidence gathering, and I'm starting to gather evidence that proves that we're moving to a beautiful timeline, or we're already on a beautiful timeline. And I think over the next 2 weeks, I will have gathered enough evidence for that to be embodied and to just be the way I walk. And yeah. None of this can get you. We are a tidal wave. We cannot be stopped. We are the future. Parrot. I assume you're trying to be funny, and RG. I'm going to kill that parrot. And are achieving it. That made me laugh. Thank you. So I assume you're talking about Calico. Very special. Like, the markings are just outrageous. Like, beautiful, physically beautiful cat. And seems like it's going to be quite loving and cuddly, which are obviously the best cats. So seems like it's going to be more CT7 than Beans. Oh man, that's such a question. It's impossible to say, mate, but I think quite beautiful. I think we're moving to a beautiful timeline. Now, will there be two timelines playing out at the same time? So this is what Dolores Cannon talked about. Dolores Cannon termed it the new Earth. And that basically there was going to be, you know, these two timelines. I'm going to use the word timelines. I'm not sure if that's how she phrases it, but and there'd be a very dark one and a very light one. And it could be that certain countries are part of X timeline and other countries are part of another timeline. That could be very possible. So it's hard to say about the UK. I think in 20 years there's going to be a beautiful way to live. I think there's a beautiful way to live right now. I think I'm doing it. I think Lee and Michael are doing it even deeper. I'm not sure about Michael. Lee is. And Michael is as well. But whether he's doing it any deeper than I am, I'm starting to question. In terms of not that it's a hard one to go into because basically I saw his shadow yesterday big time, and I saw how he makes himself small. I saw his disempowerment. I saw his repressive stories. Lee doesn't have any. Lee's past all stories. Michael still has a lot, but he's still, you know, very enlightened. So I'm already seeing the beautiful timeline. Whether the UK is going to be part of that timeline or not, I'm not sure. So the question is it going to be a full shift where everyone comes to a new Earth? I don't think so. And I think to come to the new Earth, it is going to take a lot of self-work. So I think a lot of people are going to end themselves. And then I think a lot of people will do the work and come to a new Earth. So it's all on you, mate. Like you're asking the question as if it's an external thing that will just happen around you. Well, if you carry on with that attitude, it will be a horrendous place. And wherever you will be a horrendous place because you're not coming internal, you're not doing the work. So therefore, you're going to be on the dark timeline. So I really suggest that you start going internal if you want to be on, if you want to live in a beautiful world in 20 years. I would say the worst European country is England, France, and Germany, maybe, in terms of the invasion. What do you think? And it can't be any worse than England, can it? But I think France is pretty bad. I think France is worse. Oh, Belgium. Belgium's terrible. Belgium is like 17% of under 20-year-olds are from Belgium now. Just wrap your head around that. So for every one Belgian person, Belgianese, what do you call them? For every one Belgie, there's 4 invaders under the age of 20. And then think about reproductive rates. So they breed like rabbits because the state supports them. And Belgies can't breed because the state doesn't support them at all. And it actively makes it impossible for them to earn enough money to have a family. So so that obviously is just going to become more extreme. So yeah, I think Belgium actually. It seems that Belgium has. I mean, when I heard that, I think it's 17%, but it's definitely less than 20% of the under 20s are Belgies. Can someone please tell me how you say Belgian people? I think only people power can overthrow the current saboteurs, but it's a money thing. Right, so there's 2 things that... So Lee talks about there's going to be... Charlie Veitch has actually talked about this, but not on as cosmic a level as Lee has. But there's going to be an event that tips, you know, that cracks the camel's back. Charlie Veitch talks about, do you call it an insurrection? And the example he gives is that the Muzzies take over Blackburn. Lee talks about a mass beheading of school children or an insurrection as sort of being the tipping point. So there will be a tipping point, and you are right about people power. Right, so so there's 2 things that people will kick off about. So even a mass school beheading might not do it because, you know, we've seen Axel Rubikabunu and Henry Novak. Now, of course, that's not as emotionally activating as a mass beheading of school children would be. But you'd think it's emotionally motivating enough, but apparently not. And of course, there was COVID. Like for me, that was when we should have all been on the streets and refusing to leave the streets until they fucked off. But no one else wanted to do it. It was just me and my mate. So I left. I gave up on you all. Right. So the point I'm trying to make is health and money, when they're threatened to a really strong degree. I mean, they've already poisoned everyone with a jib jab. They've already made it impossible to make any money. But when they're like, so basically we're gonna face extreme homelessness soon. Like the way it's going, the cost of living crisis, the manufactured inability for you to support yourself, is going to lead to mass homelessness. Will people kick off then? Well, I think so, because money and health are the two things that if you push people too far on, they will snap. But I think it will take everyone being homeless. Everyone's too strong a word. For a high percentage of people to be homeless before they snap, because that's how repressed we are. Love, we is further content. Oh my God, he ran his course. So what are you thinking? Oh no, this is all right. I don't get the first bit. Right, Farage's containment. He ran his course. They want you thinking that voting will solve it. It won't. Yeah, perfect. And the next containment is Rupert Lowe. We are not of this world. That's the lesson. Okay, it might be. No, it's too Christian. Jesus tried to teach us, and they killed him for it. If you love the world, you cannot love God, and vice versa. Okay, agree with all that. And I imagine this person is coming from a Christian perspective, so a repressed perspective. However, as in external worship and not internal knowing. However, Jesus was trying to tell us about internal knowing. And instead, they made it into this external worship thing so that no one would learn anything. But I don't disagree with anything that Duke of Death has said. I just worry that it's, that he's externally worshipping something, which is, obviously never going to lead anywhere. Well, why are you making assumptions? Why get pets if you're not staying? Well, maybe I'm staying. Assumption will make the ass of a man. My first 3 pills after a bottle of whiskey provided by bouncers in Doncaster. What a trip, man. Oh, that's a very relatable story. Doncaster. Fuck me. What were you doing there? Don't tell me you were brought up in Doncaster. My goodness. You have my sympathy. It's probably not that bad, actually. It's obviously, as a Sheffielder, we totally look down on Doncaster. And, it's just a shit town in Sheffield. It's just a shit town in Sheffield, yeah. But actually, it's probably got a bit of a community feel, good working class roots, people know each other. These places that we've judged for so long actually really are the best because they're full of working class people who actually still have a sense of community and what's good, rather than middle class repressed robots, all living separately and not knowing their neighbours. So what was growing up in Doncaster like? I'm intrigued. And am I right in saying that Doncaster hasn't been very invaded? It might be Barnsley, one of them. One of them isn't too bad. Oh yeah, so Rotherham's obviously Muslim now and, full of grape. But I feel like Doncaster and Barnsley haven't been too badly invaded, is that right? Barnsley! The programming is so strong around, they use football to separate us all. It's so hard for me to not look down on people from Barnsley and Doncaster, but it's all just football programming. It's ridiculous. Tommy, I have thought that, but his approach, I assume he means Tommy Robinson, but his approach and the things he said are quite different from Farage. Yeah, you're getting lost in the detail, mate. As long as you're this interested in the detail, the devil's got you. Because it's all a psyop. So you're like, oh, is this one more of a psyop than this one? Is this one better than this one? Well, you're lost. You're in the detail. You're in the nonsense. The devil's got you. The devil doesn't exist, by the way, but just to. There's a reason for saying the devil is in the detail, because once you go to this level of detail, you're gone. You're in the psyop. And I'm not criticizing you. It's fine. I did it for years, but it's true. Like, if you're still talking about these people as if one of them might be decent and one of them might not be, and it's a process you need to go through. Like, this is your process. It's great. But I'm not going to get lost in the devil, the detail. I'm only ever going to speak from overviews now. Like, to entertain you, I might speak about Andrew Tate as a person, but and to try and help you see past it. But I'm not going to debate between Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage, because we're just debating between PSYOP 1 and PSYOP 2. We are not of this world. That's the lesson. Oh, sorry, no. How did that happen? Tom, I felt your frustration today on Tom Greatorex, which is, so this is the amazing Iga. On Tom Greatorex, which is the main channel I watch. Subscribe to all three, but English Refugee is very hard to keep up with, to be honest. It's too much content for a day. Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to get it up to date. So I have to, I either do 2 videos a day, which is too much content, and not, there's very few people that are going to be able to watch every single episode. But then it gets up to date and will be way better. Or I just share 1 a day and it's never up to date. So I've decided to, this is why I'm a bit disconnected from English Refugee at the moment, because I'm just churning it out to try and get it up to date. And when I get it up to date, I think I'll reconnect with it. Yeah, I was really frustrated. It was really genuine. Like, obviously, everything I do is genuine. I was really frustrated. And I didn't even go into, because the devil's in the detail, I didn't even go into all the details of the morning. Like, I had the most frustrating morning ever. Like, it was just unbelievable. Everything I tried to do just didn't work. Crazy. And at the time of recording that video, I thought I had deleted the video that I released today on English Refugee, which I think is the best video I've ever done on that channel. And it's how you can live in Vietnam for £500 a month. And I spent 2 hours on that video, and I thought I'd deleted it without uploading it. Well, I had. No, I hadn't. I just hadn't uploaded it. But I assumed I deleted it because I'm always deleting so much from my phone and always deleting stuff I shouldn't delete. And so at the time of recording that video, I thought I'd just deleted a video that I spent 2 hours on, but it turns out it was still on my phone and it will be released today. And I'm very happy about that. And a few things like that happened. A few things turned around. So I love the fact we've got a cat ass in the screen. Oh, now we've got a cat head. Hello. Oof, that's a bit scratchy. Yeah, so another example. Can you see it? No, you can't see. Well, I think you can just see the top of it. I think you might just be able to, if I took the comment down. Oh, no, you can't. Right, so here is a cat water thing that means I don't have to fill up the water all the time. It holds water. Well, I bought, the first one of those that I bought was not for water, it was for food. So obviously I went into a complete projection because I couldn't just accept that I'm stupid. So I had to project onto Southeast Asia as a whole. I had to project onto the whole continent rather than accept that I'm stupid. So I basically done, not a whole episode, but, at least half an episode of me ranting about how shit all the products in Southeast Asia are, which is not true. The truth is that it's a full spectrum. So yes, there is a lot of plastic shit that doesn't work and will bake in 2 weeks. But there's also like highly crafted, fantastic handcrafted items. So it was a complete projection. It's not true. And basically, because I couldn't accept how stupid I am, I just went into this assumption that products in Southeast Asia are so bad that you will buy a water thing that has no ability to hold water. Now, obviously, if I wasn't so determined to not see how stupid I am, how depressed I am, and therefore automatically went into projection, which seems, I don't know if you've noticed, to be the human condition and psyche right now. So what I'm trying to do is, through my own projections and stupidity, trying to get you to see yours. That's the gift here. It's not just about pointing at me and laughing at me. You can do that if you want. I don't care. But, you know, the real gift is to try and do what I'm doing here with yourself. Yeah? Get it? So I didn't want to see how stupid I was. So I assumed that Southeast Asia was just incapable of making things. And then I went back to the shop with it with real venom and anger. So I was ready to rip their heads off. Because I was assuming, because I'd lost the receipt, I was assuming they were going to give me a hard time over it. And I was going to go mental. You know, I was ready, you know, like the 3 angry videos, I was in that energy. And that's with smoking. So I was just like, and they're really nice young girls in there, like really nice. Like you'll see, they're really nice people and they're young. Like, you know, they look about 10. No, they look about 15, so they're probably 25. Because in Asia, that's all strange. And they look very young is what I mean by strange. So I went in there ready to get very angry, making the assumption that they weren't going to give me a refund. I said, how does this stupid thing work? And I went, the water goes in and it just flows out. And they just look at me and go, it's not for water, sir, it's for food. Oh, me stupid. Southeast Asia, not the problem. Southeast Asia products, not the problem. Problem is I'm stupid and I bought the wrong product. So that was great. That was a really great lesson straight away. Like there was no denying. I couldn't possibly stay in the story I couldn't possibly stay in the projection. I had to accept the truth that I'm stupid. So that was really great for me. And then of course they didn't even ask for a receipt. They were just like, well, obviously I took control of the situation because I'm a control freak. So I went in because I still don't trust them to just do the right thing. I think they, don't drink my smoothie. I think they need telling and controlling because I'm a manipulative narcissist that doesn't trust this world. So I then told them what was going to happen next. I told them that I was going to swap it and I was going to pay an extra £2 because the water one is a bit more expensive. I imagine if I hadn't have told them and hadn't become a control freak and a manipulative narcissistic cunt, I reckon they would have just suggested it. Maybe I should try that next time. But so yeah, so they swapped it over. They didn't ask for my receipt. I paid an extra $2 and I walked out with a fantastic item that is actually designed and is made very well. Well done, Southeast Asia. Is made very well. Yes, it's plastic, but it's good quality. Is made very well and will last many years and will provide my pussies with the water they require when they're not wet enough. That was funny, wasn't it? So yeah, it was a real great day of seeing how repressed, retarded, and narcissistic I still am. No, she's so lovely. Tommy Woke 666. This could go either way. I believe it's past the point of no return for Britain. The birth rates would suggest it is. The only hope I see is Ulster. Republic of Ireland is probably past the point of no return. From your perspective, I totally agree. If we're looking just at 3D detail, I totally agree. However, there is still this Anglo-Saxon gene, this when you piss off a white man, everyone runs in terror. Because there is, you know, can I find a way of wording this without getting my livelihood taken away? No, I don't think I can. But I believe that when a certain type of person is activated, there's no stopping them. Put it that way. And all the others can't compete. Yeah, I just found a way of doing it. Great. So it's such a hard one because you are right about birth rates. You are right looking at the current repression that is playing out, the current lack of action that is playing out. It's very hard to see any hope for these lands you speak of. However, it's really hard for me because for me, it's all about timelines. It's not really about this. But I'm trying to just speak from this perspective. I still have faith in the Anglo-Saxon DNA. Yay! Well done, Mandy. Good to have you with us. So the guy that got given pills by the bouncers had an awesome time, but the next day, the manager said, "Don't come here again," staring at people like that. The E-stare. So funny, isn't it? That amazing video of the bald-headed guy, you must have all seen it. It's so good. Oh, they're the best, man. I don't think I'll ever do it again, but oh my God, it's so much fun. It's just so not worth a come down. Also, why were you in a club 2 days in a row? You must have been hardcore. I remember when I was about 19. So obviously going out was the pinnacle of life. For me, it was making money. But for all my mates, it was a pinnacle. It was going out. And there was this group of lads that I hung around with. I have actually spoken about Ollie Markoff before for very keen viewers. But his group of friends, which I wasn't really part of, I just sold them green herbs. But we liked each other, and I used to go out with them every now and again. They once went out 11 nights in a row. And obviously they thought this was the biggest achievement in life. And they were stood around Hunters Bar roundabout for Sheffield people. It's just a roundabout, people, don't worry about it. One was on one side and the other was on the other side, and we were going, 11 nights. We've gone out 11 nights. Like it was some huge achievement, which I guess as a 19-year-old it kind of is. But yeah, God, the idea of going to a nightclub at all just fills me with dread. But the idea of going 2 days in a row or 11 nights in a row is, wow. Okay. Is that meant to be a reflection on me? Are you expecting to put that into the comments and then me go, "Oh no, I'm boring"? No, of course I'm not boring. You're boring if you don't find this interesting. Like, how could you not find this interesting? I am like very interesting. So you must be very repressed. Bless you. Elon Musk and several other senior military men have said that the civil war, who cares what Elon Musk says, is a puppet. Why are you paying any attention to what the man that's going to bring in the social credit score for the West says? Other than to like spot where they're going and all that. But you're speaking about Elon Musk as if he has an opinion that isn't just given to him by the reptilians. What's wrong with you? Yes, civil war is possible, but it will be the invaders. Oh my God, what is happening? The chat's getting all mixed up. There's no way I'm that high up. That's crazy. Anyway, much more interestingly, Caluso, I'm Caluso, and I've done the work and I live in joy. But I'm a little bit repressed and still rely on the state. And once it's Sharia law, I'm going to be fucked. But for now, I'm Caluso and I live in joy. And I sit by the lake and watch the Ooga Boogas try and eat the swans. How you doing, Caluso? Stroking the cat is giving villain vibes. Oh, that's so good. Brilliant. It is exactly what. Now again, that's a psyop, right? So you get. Oi! This is a problem. Oh no! No, you don't do that here. You do it over here. This is where you shit. You shit in there. What's your fucking problem? Why? Why can't you shit in there? Does it need more soil? Oh, for God's sake, you're so fucking fussy. Sorry, guys, I just need to get some more soil, otherwise they're going to shit in my plant pots. Oh, fuck me, it's wet out there. Oh, my God, that could have been a disaster. Wow, it's very wet. What's going on? Must have had a storm last night. So I'm using fertilized soil, compost that I've paid money for, but it's cheaper than the cat litter stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't understand why people buy expensive cat litter when you could just dig mud out of your garden. But I can't dig here because it's too hot. So I'm having to pay for the soil, but it's still cheaper. What do you think about that, guys? And also, how do I stop them from shitting in my plant pots? I think I need to put stuff in the plant pots, right? I mean, I need to make it so it's not a flat surface for them. So I'm just recovering. I just slipped. It's made me feel a bit sick. Probably over coffee as well. So I think there's nothing more natural and beautiful than stroking a cat. So don't you think that the fact that you think it's villain vibes obviously is conditioning from films? So do you think that's done on purpose? I think so. I don't think that. I think they want you seeing somebody being connected with a beautiful animal as villainous. That's just come up for me now from your comment. What do you think? The dog, Margot, was the highlight of the Sheffield videos. I couldn't agree more. She's very old now. Oh my God. Ah, thank you, Sophie. I'm coming across as very collected and calm this evening. Not that a reflection from Sophie means anything at all, but nice. Saw a map thing saying the UK has a map thing. I get it. Yeah, I like it actually. I use language like that. I saw a map thing saying the UK has taken 40% illegal migrants, France, Paris, 46%. And that's just illegal ones, which aren't even really the problem. I mean, obviously they're a problem, but they're not statistically really the problem. They are, but statistically the problem is legal migration. Because, you know, we just assume, or we've been conditioned to believe, and I know not many people in this chat are still holding this, but in general, people have been conditioned to believe that legal migration means engineers and doctors. No, it means kebab workers. It means anyone. You know, you don't even have to have a job, but you have to come in on a job. But it could be as a hairdresser, a kebab worker, even a content creator. They even allow people who are classed as content creators, and they probably don't have to prove they've created any content, because obviously they just want anyone in that's not white. Yeah. Iga had a dream last night that she gave birth to a kitten. Wow. I felt so much love and strange at the same time. Yeah, it is pretty strange. I can imagine why that would be. But also interesting that we've been having so much kitty chat, and then that comes up in your dream. Your vid today. Have you tried going live around tea time, UK time, just so you don't have to get up quite as early after your lives? Yeah, but then that would mean I'd have to get out of bed earlier. Oh my God, I'm really struggling with the time thing today. So if 3 a.m. is 9 p.m., so you're suggesting 5, so it's going to go like this. So that means I'd have to start streaming at 11 p.m. while I'm actually asleep at that time. But the only way to do that would be to stay up till 11 p.m. and no sleep. I'm not doing this whole like going to bed at 3 in the afternoon so I can live stream at 11 and then. No, I don't think that would help the situation. I think that would make it worse. I think really what I need to do. Thanks for the suggestion, okay. I think what I really need to do is get as close as possible to a normal sleep pattern that's in cycle with the seasons, with the light and dark. So, you know, going to bed at 10 p.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. would be ideal. But obviously, if I do that and then live stream at 7 a.m., it's 1 a.m. for you, so that's no good. So really, I think the answer really is to be more sober and live stream at 6 p.m. my time, which is 12 o'clock your time. Because honestly, as in midday. Because honestly, what I've actually discovered is it doesn't actually make any difference what time I do it. I did one the other day at, I think 2 a.m. for you guys. And we got a load of different people on, like Cole was on it, and some Americans were on it, and we still had about 50, I think we had about 50 people watching it. Well, now we've got 66. It doesn't make any difference. So really, to be honest, the only reason I'm doing it at this time now is sobriety issues. If it wasn't for sobriety issues, I'd be doing it at midday your time. Oh, you've been very loving today, ZT7. Even if you do make me look like a villain. All right, where are we at? So, and also, this is a key thing, is ending it now. Is ending it at the 3-hour mark and not going on to 5 hours. That makes a huge difference. 7 o'clock now. I feel like I've got another hour in me, but then it's very hard. Like, what do I do after this when I'm in this energy? I can't edit. The best thing that I can start my day with is editing a video, in terms of, one, I need to edit videos, but two, the effect it has on the rest of the day is definitely the best thing that I can do, is start my day off. Obviously not immediately. Obviously start with a coffee and a few breaths. But essentially basically get straight into editing videos, because that makes me feel great. It's a huge relief when I edit videos. And I actually quite enjoy it when I do it. But the thought of doing it and the story and the resistance I can go into over it, it can be massive. Oh, you're so friendly. Please try not to scratch your chair. It's gone. Rachel, thank you for the 5. Let's get the hearts on the screen and then let's read the comment. Oh my God, this takes way too long. I don't know if it's even worth it, but presumably I'll get faster and better at it. So, Rachel, move the plants off the... Oh, right, she's giving me plant cat advice. And this will be good. Like, this is Rachel's area. Move the plants off the floor until the cats are litter trained. Good point. Using soil for their litter trays, confusing them with the soil in the plants, get cat litter. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I have a big resistance to spending money on cat litter. What about if I use sand? If I got sand for the cat litter, would that work? So, moving it high, I mean, it would have to be very high for the cats not to be able to get into it. It's not actually possible. I don't have the furniture to do it. So I can't do that. There's nowhere here that's high enough that the cats can't get to, other than a cupboard which the plant wouldn't fit in. Totally agree with what you're saying about soil, and yeah, you're right about cat litter too. But I'd like to. I just hate buying pleb stuff. Like so it's not in the same category as cat biscuits or dog biscuits. Like, people who feed their pets biscuits are obviously completely repressed and just so stupid. Like, how have they managed to be convinced that carnivores... Why are you biting me? That carnivores should eat biscuits, and they haven't realised it's because it costs 50 pence to make a bag of biscuits, and they want to sell it you for 15 quid. And they also want to kill your pets because that'll bring fear and they can eat that. So that's like the best stupid thing ever. And I kind of put cat litter in the same category, because obviously we don't need to buy cat litter. Like, obviously they shit in the ground, they use soil, but then you make a very good point about them. How do they tell the difference? Like, how are they supposed to know that that's not the soil you're shitting and that is the soil you're shitting? Well, of course they can't. Other than me screaming at them and getting them out. But they don't seem to care about that either. So yeah, I agree and disagree, Rachel. Well, I agree. I just think anything that's made by humans to give to animals is just stupid. But also, I appreciate that cat litter, and it's also good for stopping it smelling as well. Like, it's designed to not smell, isn't it? So I think I'm projecting onto cat litter. I think cat litter has its place, but biscuits definitely don't have their place for cats and dogs. Please stop feeding your animals biscuits. Stop being so repressed and letting them lie to you and doing stupid things. Okay, I think I'm going to end the stream. I think this is a nice time of day. I think I can maybe just lie down for a little bit. Try not to smoke, or I'm blatantly going to smoke. And do a bit of editing. Or do I just carry on and totally exhaust myself? Because I'm quite enjoying it. This looks interesting. Oh, Kerry, we always get donators. So Kerry hasn't donated tonight, which is totally fine. She's a big supporter. So even though she hasn't donated tonight, she's still going to get all her comments brought up because she supports me and she's interesting. I've had all the doors and windows open all through the summer and the flies immediately go from my computer screen. I wonder, it's so strange, isn't it? Now, obviously, now you're talking about in daylight. So obviously at night, it would be obvious why it's light. But yeah, it's so strange. I would have thought that natural animals, flies and rats, would be repulsed by the vibration of technology and everything about it. They seem to love it. I don't get it. Particularly the ant thing. So the SPAC top has got ants living inside it. I've got a colony of ants living under the keyboard. Why? So bizarre. Right, this looks interesting. The Ents are not only a European and North American problem, they're a disgrace in Latin American. Well, they're not human. So obviously, we're just talking about animals here. We're not talking about any people. That's actually quite literal. Have you seen the new evidence that's come out? Where there's a group of animals here which are all genetically similar. And some are white, some are yellow, some are brown. And, you know, they're all from the animal kingdom. We're just talking about types of monkeys here, YouTube. And, you know, all these different types of monkeys have different shades, but they all have similar genetics. And there's this other group of monkeys that aren't really monkeys. And, you know, they're kind of like the beasts of the land. And they're genetically very different. So of course, these monkeys, when they mix with the monkeys of similar DNA, just different shades and cultures and ways of living as monkeys. You know, the monkey kingdom is really interesting. So I'm going to talk about monkeys for a while. So whilst these monkeys all live in their own tribes and don't really mix with each other much and are homogenous, and that obviously works really well because they all have similar genetic traits. So they all have similar ways of being. Humans would call it culture, but we're talking about monkeys. So ways of being, and they don't really mix with the other monkeys, so they stay separate. But genetically, they're all pretty much the same. And then there's this group of chimps that are not genetically the same. And therefore, they cause problems whenever they mix with the monkeys. They seem to chimp out quite a lot, but then they're chimps. So, of course, they're going to chimp out. So that's just some interesting stuff that I've learned about monkeys and chimps recently. Now let's... yeah, that was that. Isn't life funny? Rachel, more stuff. Just use a litter till they are trained. Well, what do you mean? Because I understand. I love you. I love you too, Rachel. Just use a litter until they are trained. Well, what am I training them to do? I'm training them to use a litter tray forever, right? I don't understand. So that comment suggests that there's something after the litter tray. Well, what's after the litter tray? They're always going to use a litter tray. Unless I move to a house that has a garden. Are you forgetting that I live in a flat? Or am I being stupid? Am I missing something? I bow down to your cat knowledge. I appreciate you knowing way more than me. So maybe I'm missing something. So I don't know what you mean. Until they are trained. Well, I'm training them to use the cat litter tray. Is that what you mean? But then Why would I stop using literature? Oh, I don't understand, Rachel. You need to break it down a bit more for me. Or are you assuming that I live in a house and one day they'll be doing it in a garden? This one knows. No, Sophie, you're lying to yourself. You don't feel anything. You're just you're a leaf blowing in the wind. And then when I don't know if I said lying to yourself or lying, you're lying to yourself. If voting made any difference to the agenda, it wouldn't be allowed. Exactly. Yeah, you look quite sad in the video and said you thought you might not be here long. That made me sad. Yeah, because you lived through me. Whether or not I'm on YouTube shouldn't really make much difference to you. However, I also do appreciate. So Marshall recently quit, my favorite YouTuber, and I noticed I guess we would use the word sad. A sad feeling was created in me in the moment that I heard him say those words. But I went more into analytical observer mode and was just like analyzing why he's making this terrible decision and what he should be doing instead. And then I just accepted it, and I haven't missed him at all. And if he came back, I'd be like, oh yes, Marshall's back, great. But you know, he just got replaced, as I would. But you have formed an attachment with me, so you don't have to feel yourself. So yes, maybe you would feel your sadness, your real sadness behind these projected emotions onto me if I was to go. Maybe it would be in service to you. Maybe I should delete all my YouTubes just so Sophie might feel herself. I understand back in the time you wanted to get the F out, and you did, but listening to you live, you're a bit of a cock and you will never know it. Oh no, I'm very aware of it. Very aware of my shadow. I'm very aware of myself. I've done a lot of self-observation. The reason you think I'm a cock is because you haven't done any self-observation. You haven't met yourself. And therefore, it's easier for you to tell me that I'm the problem than it is for you to turn the finger around and look at yourself. Classic standard projection of the norming. Every enlightened person, and I'm not saying I'm enlightened, but you know, compared to you, I am. Faces this, you know, faces projection. If you watch any guru speaking, they're encouraging you to walk your path, even in the projections of the plebs, because the plebs hate it. Because the plebs will start calling you names because it's all they've got. Because they're so desperate to make you wrong rather than realize that they're repressed and a pleb. So that's all that's happening there, mate. Try and turn the finger around and observe yourself and take a breath and feel. And you will have one day the same wisdom that I do. And you won't need to call people names just because they're better than you. And it's not really better than you, but from your paradigm, I am better than you. There's no such thing as chemical imbalance. That's the lie to disempower you, so they can give you chemicals, so they can give you pills. Oh, you're chemically imbalanced. You're not neurodivergent. You're this. You're that. Here's a load of pills to disempower you, so you can be as retarded as William Shatner. No, not me. No chemical imbalances going on here, but just real life and healing. So, of course, when we're traumatized and we've been attacked all our lives, mentally, spiritually, and physically, of course, we're like this. We're manic. We're all over the place. We're like Sophie blowing in the fucking wind. So they can easily tell you that's a chemical imbalance, but it's not. It's just a reaction to trauma. Okay, I'm done. My energy's dropping. Lots of love. Thank you, everybody, particularly these ones. Not so sure about these jewels, but, you know, thank you. Maybe, possibly. Don't know. But big thanks to Paul, because he started out with proper donations. And to be fair, these are probably proper donations too, but I don't know. whatever. Just stop working out. Okay, YouTube live streams, jewels, gold coins, do they have a set value or can they be random? Do people set the value or does it cost X amount to buy X amount of jewels? So for example, 10 jewels, will that have cost a set amount? And can you tell me what that amount is from the perspective of the person buying and sending the jewels? On YouTube live stream, the virtual currency is jewels similar to TikTok tokens. Oh, that really helps. Here is how the pricing works. Set bundle pricing, but oh my God, so many words. Set bundle pricing, but variable per jewel cost. Jewels do not have completely fixed singular per jewel cash prices because they are sold in preset bundles. The more jewels you buy in a single bunch, the better the value is. Gift costs are fixed by YouTube. Individual gift costs are set for amounts. So 10 jewels. Okay, great. How much do they cost to buy? YouTube offers bundles. They generally range from small packages, e.g. 50 jewels for 99p. Oh, wow. So 10 jewels is like 20 pence. Thanks, guys. Thank you, C-Plebs. Wow. Oh, no, sorry. That's not C-Plebs. I was getting confused with this one. So C-Plebs sent 20 pence. Thanks, C-Plebs. Thank you, Iga, as always. Thank you so much, Iga. Oh, Kerry did. Sorry, Kerry. I remember now because I remember I put the pixie up. But I wasn't even knocking. Oh, God, of course I wasn't knocking you. She knows that. You don't need to say that. Thank you, Kerry. I love you. Thank you again, Iga. I love you so much. Hopefully I'll have the energy to WhatsApp you today. Finola. Long time listener, first time donator, much appreciated. The Duke of Death, regular donator, great contributor to the chat. Rachel has been helping me tonight. She's been helping me with my cat problems and she's also helping me with my feeding of the pussy problems with bits of coloured paper. So thank you very much. Horse Racing Advisor bought me a curry. I will have that tonight. Anya Vizis came in with their first donation. Thank you very much, Anya Vizis. It would be nice to get to know you better if you're open to that. Caluso chucked two in and did his gay little dance. And Rachel then gave more cat advice and a bit more cat advice. I love you all very much. Thank you for being here. Did I manage it? No, I didn't manage it. We'll try and get a live stream next time with no name calling. And I know a lot of you will be like, no, I love the name calling. Yeah, but this is about me and my journey. And for me to get to the next stage of my journey, I need to stop name calling. So the next live stream will be an attempt at not name calling at all, other than Sophie, because she's a free pass. Big love. See you all soon.